Well, good afternoon, everyone, from Appalachian Power Park, the Lancaster Barnstormers and West Virginia Power wrapping up a three-game series. And after the Barnstormers swept West Virginia during their first two series this season, the Power getting some revenge here this weekend, rallying from an 8-0 deficit on Friday evening to capture the series opener 11-10. Last night, it was the Connor Kopak show. He drove in 6 runs on a 2-run double and grand slam. Eric Sekula gave West Virginia a quality start, and all combined, it led to an 8-3 victory for the Power, playing last night as the Charleston Charlies. This afternoon, the Barnstormers will open with left-hander Tommy Shirley on the mound. Shirley was pitching tremendously before going down with an injury a couple of weeks into the season. Since his return, the things have not gone as well for him. Overall, he is 2-2 with a 6.35 earned run average. He'll match up today against Alexis Candelario. Candelario began the season with the Gastonia Honey Hunters, and in fact, he was the opening night starting pitcher for Gastonia back on May the 27th, facing the Barnstormers. He has since come to West Virginia, and things are going a lot better for him here. He was 0-4 with the Honey Hunters. He is 2-2 as a member of the West Virginia Power. 2-6 overall for Candelario with a 7.15 earned run average on the season. Here are the starting lineups as they were exchanged moments ago by Mark Minikazi and Jeff Bianchi representing the Barnstormers. For the Barnstormers today, Caleb Gindel will be leading off. He will be the designated hitter here this afternoon. Blake Allemond is batting second at second base. The center fielder hitting third is Alejandro De Aza. Kelly Dugan is the cleanup batter and first baseman. Ladarius Clark will bat fifth. He will play in right field. The left fielder batting sixth is Devon Torrance, coming off a 3-hit performance last night. Anderson De La Rosa is doing the catching. He is batting seventh. The third baseman hitting eighth is Jake Hoover. And Cleo Luis Rondon is the shortstop for the Barnstormers today in the number 9 slot. Shirley on the mound. He is 2-2 with a 6.35 earned run average. And for West Virginia today, Teodoro Martinez will lead off. He will be in left field. The third baseman batting number 2 is Alberto Callaspo. Jimmy Paredes will bat third. He has first base. Edwin Espinal today will be the designated hitter for West Virginia. He's in the number 4 slot. Miles Williams is batting fifth and playing right field. Former LA Angel Francisco Arcia just joining West Virginia. He will do the catching today and bat sixth. The second baseman, moving over from shortstop where he played last night, is Connor Kopak. He will bat seventh. The shortstop today is Elmer Reyes batting eighth, and Nate Easley will make the start in center field. He is batting in the 9 slot. The right-hander, 39 years of age, Alexis Candelario, with the start for West Virginia today. And as I mentioned, 2-6 his record with a 7.15 earned run average. The Barnstormers and West Virginia Power in the finale of a 3-game series this weekend, and then these two teams will meet for the final time during the 2021 regular season next weekend at Clipper Magazine Stadium. We have a 3-game series coming up at home against the Lexington Legends in between these two series against West Virginia. So Lexington in for 3, final time we see them in the 2021 regular season, and then we wrap it up against West Virginia next weekend with a 3-game set. From there, a lot of games against Southern Maryland and Long Island, especially on the road, and that is where we are headed on our next road trip. A 3-game series at Southern Maryland and a 4-game set against the Long Island Ducks over the holiday weekend at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. The Legends hit the field, or not the Legends, the West Virginia Power rather, hitting the field this afternoon at Appalachian Power Park under partly cloudy skies. Right now we're going to send you down to the field of play for our opening ceremonies here today.
Fans, at this time, please rise and gentlemen remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem. Performing the national anthem today from Charleston, Girl Scout Troop number 4847.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies, what the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flame, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We're ready to go for baseball this afternoon. Our final game at Charleston, West Virginia here in the 2021 season. Thanks to Team President Chuck Domino and Public Relations Director Jay Silverman for their hospitality here through the 2021 season. Definitely enjoyed my trips here to Charleston. Lanky right-hander Alexis Candelario with the start today for this West Virginia ball club. He is 6'1" and 195, 39 years of age, I should say, originally from the Dominican Republic. He'll be backed up by Alberto Coyaspo at third. The shortstop is Elmer Reyes at second base, Connor Kopak, and the first baseman is the one-time Barnstormer Jimmy Paredes. Out in left field, Teodoro Martinez. The center fielder is Nate Easley. And another Barnstormer of a very short duration, just like Paredes, Miles Williams, is in right field. Francisco Arcia is the catcher today, working with Alexis Candelario. Overall this year, Candelario has thrown 61 2/3 innings. He's allowed 74 hits and 49 earned runs. He's walked 36 and struck out 47. The Barnstormers have not hit him terribly well, but they have 2 wins against this right-hander. Beautiful afternoon in Charleston. It is not terribly hot here. Temperatures are in the 80s, approaching the upper 80s. Nick Schumpert will go out to coach first base for the Barnstormers at the outset of the game, and Ross Peoples pops out of the dugout, and he will head to coach third. Ross has been a little bit under the weather here this weekend, still well enough to manage, and no, he does not have that. He has been tested, just not feeling 100%. Caleb Gindel will lead it off for the Barnstormers. Not the weekend series that Caleb had the last time we came through West Virginia. He is 1 for 6 and has scored 2 runs in these 2 games this weekend. Overall, 291, 22 home runs, and 60 runs driven in on the season. Blake Alleman is on deck, and Alejandro De Aza in the hole for the Barnstormers as we open up play this afternoon. The Barnstormers in this series have successfully gotten the early jump. They have scored 2 runs in the first 2 innings last night, 6 runs in the first 2 innings on Friday. Neither one of those leads is held. The first offering from Candelaria is low, and it is ball 1, no strikes on Gindel, who has 6 home runs in the season series. Next delivery, Gindel pops this up, tosses the bat away, upset with himself. The shortstop, Reyes, is underneath. He'll make the catch. Gindel is retired, 1 man down in the top half of the first inning, bringing on Blake Alleman, who is on a 3-game homer streak. Alleman now with 16 homers on the season, second on the ball club, going along with a .291 average to match Gindel's, and for Blake, 40 runs batted in for the year. He connected from the right side of the plate in the 8th inning last night for the final run for either club in the game. outside from Candelario. Ball one, no strikes. Alejandro De Aza waits on deck. 2 nights ago, it was a grand slam. Next pitch is down and in, and that is cut on and I think entirely missed. Ball one and one strike on Allemond. Third baseman Callaspo not giving Blake any room on that side. Breaking ball down and in again, and Allemond trails at 1-2. De Aza has not done terribly well in this ballpark this season. Waits on deck. Candelario went back down there a third straight time. This time, Allemond lays off, and the count to Blake levels at 2-2. 1 out, nobody on, just underway this afternoon from Charleston. The wind, the pitch, in on the hand, slowly grounded towards second base. Up with it is Kopak. He'll feed Paredes. Candelario's retired the first 2, and De Aza will step to the plate. Alejandro last night here was the designated hitter and went 0 for 2 on ground balls, and 0 for 3 with a walk and a sac fly in the series opener. And a very warm greeting between him and the brand new catcher, Francisco Arcia. A lot of these guys have played together, winter ball, whether in Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, somewhere. Outside for a ball, 1-0. And Diaz is the type of guy, he knows seemingly everybody. Takes ball 2 outside. 2 balls and no strikes. If you've played baseball in the last 10 years, chances are 10 years, probably more like 15 to 20 years, you've come across Alejandro at some point. He lays off a pretty good-looking pitch from Candelario called strike, and now it's 2-1. Candelario has not played a whole lot of affiliated ball in his career. He spent a lot of time in the Mexican League. Here's the 2-1. De Aza darts out of the way. Ball 3 is inside to him. 3 balls and a strike with Kelly Dugan waiting on deck. Dugan is on a 5-game RBI streak. He's been red hot driving in runs. And De Aza will get the walk, giving Dugan a shot here in the first inning. 2 outs with the runner aboard. This is how the game started on Friday night. Gindel and Allemond retired fairly quickly. De Aza drawing a walk, and I would say Dugan hit a ball out of sight, but the tall screen above the center field fence got in the way. He hit the very top of that with his 2-run home run. 8 on the season for Kelly. Candelario serves a breaking ball down and in. Ball 1, no strikes. De Aza has 8 stolen bases for the year. He is the runner aboard at first with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning to Dugan. Swing and a miss. It is 1-1. Candelario is not a hard thrower at this stage of the game, but he's got a great assortment of breaking pitches, and they can be awfully tough to catch up to. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dugan awaiting the pitch. Arcia sets the target. That's a fastball, and it catches the inside corner. The second strike is recorded, and it is 1-2 to the Barnstormers' first baseman. Ladarius Clark, the right fielder, due next. Dugan played to pull by the infield. Not a total shift, but they are around toward the right side. Ball 2 is a fastball inside, now 2-2. 2 outs and the runner on, just getting started. Top half of the first inning today from Charleston. The set and the 2-2. Dugan swings and misses. The bottom falling out. He worked all these left-handed batters pretty much the same way. Walking De Aza, but no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base in the top half of the first. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning, and Tommy Shirley making the start for the Barnstormers. It is Lancaster nothing, and West Virginia is coming up.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings, a delicious sub made the way you love, fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals all in one delivery.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Tommy Shirley with the start today for the Barnstormers, 32-year-old lefty from the Pittsburgh area, 6'5", 220-pounder. Got to AAA with the Houston Astros, also pitched in the Detroit Tigers organization. For the season, he's making his 6th start, 10th appearance total, 2-2. On the year, he's given up 43 hits in 34 innings. He's walked just 11 and struck out 40. Behind him defensively, Jake Hoover over at third, the shortstop Clay Luis Rendon, Blake Alleman at second, and Kelly Dugan at first. The outfield looks a bit different today. Devon Torrance with the start in left. Alejandro Diaz is the center fielder. Ladarius Clark is stationed in right. And Anderson De La Rosa is doing the catching. Meanwhile, just from the moves alone, you know it's Teodoro Martinez leading off for West Virginia here today. 359 for Martinez with 4 homers and 36 runs batted in. The Barnstormers have kept him quiet this weekend. He's 0 for 6 with a walk in the series thus far. Wind today is blowing out toward right field, and the ball generally carries very well here at Appalachian Power Park. We have seen now 7 home runs hit in this series, including a grand slam from each side. Martinez leads off, Shirley into the motion, and to Martinez, the fastball upstairs as the bottom half of the first gets underway. 1 ball, no strikes to Martinez, 10 for 31 in the season series. That converts to a 3.23 average. Shirley comes back. The 1-0 pitch is lifted behind the plate. De La Rosa coming back to get a look, but that ball up toward the concourse here, and it's a ball and a strike on Martinez. Alberto Callaspo, the third baseman, waits on deck, switch hitter. He'll bat from the right side. Ditto Jimmy Paredes, the first baseman, who is in the hole here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. The Barnstormers picking up a 2-out walk for De Aza, and that was it in the top half of the inning. Shirley peering in, getting the sign from De La Rosa, left-hander into the motion, and the pitch has popped up again, and this, too, will carry over the screen and out of play. De La Rosa didn't even start. He turned around and realized expending any effort to jog back toward the screen would be futile. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Martinez. De Aza cheats toward right center field against him here. Time is called, and Martinez backing away. Teodoro Martinez, who hails from Venezuela. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the motion and the pitch. Breaking ball, darts just a shade low, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. One notable MIA today is the Toast Man is not here. I wonder if that's a regular Sunday thing. Guy who taunts the opposing players and makes toast with a toaster behind the plate all season long. High fly ball, right center field, and De Aza had Martinez played perfectly. He gallops over to make the catch, 1 out. And Alberto Callaspo, the third baseman, will step in. 381 for Callaspo with a pair of home runs, and he has driven in 36 on the campaign. Callaspo 1 for 3, and he walked twice last night. Was not directly involved in the run scoring. He was thrown out at the plate in the 5th inning, and it looked like Niall Ball would get out of the 5th, and we'd remain tied at 2. And all of a sudden, a couple more batters reached base, and the grand slam was hit by Kopak, and that was pretty much it for the game last night. Ball one is inside on Kayaspo, the former Angel and Royal, among other teams. Next pitch is up and gets away from De La Rosa to no harm. 2 balls and no strikes, 1 out, nobody on, lower half of the first inning. Two and 0. Not much of a crowd here today. Last night, 32-41. It was a very lively group. Strike taken by Kayaspo. It's now 2-1. A lot tamer here today. Last night got extraordinarily loud. This isn't a very deep seating bowl, as you can tell. There are only maybe 8 to 10 rows. Not going to stop and count. To the outside corner and a second strike on Kayaspo. It is 2-2. Because you can see from the camera angle, I'm actually at the back of the seats. Now, the seats do extend all the way pretty much to both corners. 2-2. And Kayaspo pops this up to shallow right center. This also will belong to De Aza. Alejandro is there, 2 up and 2 down. Jimmy Paredes will come to the plate. Paredes, the first baseman, batting .331 with 6 homers. He had a monster of a home run in the 6th inning last night. It was one of those, as soon as it left the bat, you just went, well, that's a home run. You didn't even have to follow it. You didn't have to watch the outfielders. You just saw it come off the bat, you heard it, and you knew. Paredes he's got a power hitter's build, if there is such a thing. 6'3", gets good leverage. Shirley's pitch is right there for a called strike, 0-1. I rode up the elevator last night after the game with Jimmy, with Olmo Rosario, and Anderson De La Rosa. Jimmy and Olmo got off, and Anderson, very good friends with both of them, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And we had just talked about they are a couple of really likable guys, Olmo and Jimmy, and they've been part of the Barnstormers' history. Olmo, obviously, a lot more than Jimmy has been. Fastball outside, ball 1 and 2 strikes. And they just love this game. 1-2 on Paredes. 2 outs on fly balls to center. Here's the motion. Shirley comes back, and, well, there's another fly ball to center. Crazy eights here in the bottom of the first inning. Nothing across for West Virginia, as Alejandro De Aza has been the only defensive player that Tommy Shirley has needed so far. Nothing across. We're at the end of an inning, and there is no score here in West Virginia.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Top of the second inning, the Barnstormers will send Ladarius Clark, Devon Torrance, and Anderson De La Rosa to the plate, facing Alexis Candelario. Only one base runner so far today. It was Alejandro De Aza on a 2-out walk in the top half of the first inning. Alexis Candelario making his 13th start overall. here in the Atlantic League in 2021. On opening night, the Barnstormers went on to win 10-4 at Gastonia. Candelario, in his first start of the year, pitched fairly well, went 3 2/3 innings. He gave up a home run in the second inning to Melvin Mercedes, and the Barnstormers never surrendered the lead. So Candelario ended up with the loss despite giving up just 2 runs in 3 2/3 innings. Now here is Clark, batting .260 with 10 home runs for the year and 39 runs batted in. We didn't see Ladarius last night. 2 nights ago, he was 2 for 5 and a couple of stolen bases in the series opener, beat out a couple of infield singles. Candelario's pitch is bounded foul, and that heads down into the Barnstormers dugout, low bridging Rob Rosado. 1 strike to Ladarius. Devon Torrance, coming off a big game last night, waits on deck. Clark looks at the pitch outside, and the count levels at 1 apiece. Defense straight away against Clark, maybe shading a little toward right center field, which of course is his power alley. 2-1 now to Clark, though his 1 home run here was pulled to left field. And the 2-1, ground ball down the line at third. That's going to be a tough play for Callaspo. The veteran major leaguer can't get the throw there in time. Dug up by Paredes. Callaspo did everything that he could do, fielding the ball behind the bag at third and one-hopping the throw across. Clark beating it out, another infield single, and now he will challenge the veterans Candelario and Arcia. Ladarius 18 for 18, stealing bases on the season. Devon Torrance comes to the plate. His average boosted back to .263 with a 3-hit performance last night. 1 double, that came in last night's game. A triple and 15 runs batted in. Third baseman Callaspo plays up for the bunt. Clark leads off first. He's going to stick around. Ball taken low, 1-0. We've seen Ladarius go on the first pitch so often, but he's got a couple of veterans that he has to gauge here. So at least getting 1 look at Candelario. Candelario glances over the shoulder at Clark, and now to Torrance. The runner holds, and ball 2 is inside and low. Barnstormers with an opportunity building here in the top half of the second inning to take the lead. Lancaster beginning to score first in ball games, something they haven't done all that often this year, but it hasn't paid off for them this weekend. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss at the fastball, and now 2-1 the count to Torrance. Anderson De La Rosa waits on deck as a jet takes off from the Charleston airport, which is not terribly far away, somewhere nestled in the mountains out past left field. Here's the 2-1 to Torrance. Ball 3 is low. I've landed at that airport some 40 years ago, my first visit to Charleston. And let me tell you, if you're not terribly used to flying, and I wasn't back then, landing in Charleston is an experience because it's cut into the side of a mountain. The trees are above you as you're coming down. Torrance goes the other way, a line drive to left field. That's going to have to be taken on a bounce by Martinez. On to second goes Clark, and the Barnstormers have 2 men aboard for Anderson De La Rosa. Back-to-back singles to open up the second inning. Torrance continues to have a strong weekend here. Now De La Rosa will step in. Anderson looking for his first hit of the series. Jake Hoover's on deck. You could see De La Rosa lay down a bunt. He just has not been able to get the bat going in this ballpark. He's still hitless for West Virginia, a town, a community he loves from his time playing here a decade and a half ago. 3 strikeouts and a walk for him last night. No sign of the bunt. He takes a strike on the inside corner from Candelario. It's 0-1. Got the speed out there with Clark at second, Torrance at first. The Barnstormers have numerous options right now. 0-1, breaking ball, fouled away. De La Rosa trailing in the count at 0-2 against the right-hander. And oh, the toast man has arrived. I was worried. He wasn't there in the top half of the first inning. I thought we have a major tragedy working here in Charleston. De La Rosa bats at 0-2. And to Anderson, fastball is high. Arcia looking for a throw somewhere, but neither Clark nor Torrance had budged. Ball 1 and 2 strikes The Toast Man, or Rob Blackstone, his alter ego, and De La Rosa are actually pretty good friends. They talk together after games a lot. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. De La Rosa sticks with it, fouls it to the top of the screen. The count remains 1-2. The Barnstormers with a threat. First and second, nobody out. Top of the second inning. De La Rosa, who has driven in 38 runs for the season, trying to cash in on this chance. Candelario looking at the lead runner, Clark. A long look back and still staring. And finally, De La Rosa, risking losing his focus, asks for the timeout and gets it. Ball 1, 2 strikes here. Infield set, double play depth. Candelario to the plate, and De La Rosa tries to hold on the swing. He cannot. De La Rosa strikes out. First out here in the second inning. 2 strikeouts now for Candelario. Jake Hoover comes to the plate. 3:06 for Hoover with 7 runs batted in as Toast flies all around the area behind home plate. This is an experience, to say the least. Dealing with the Toast Man, the super fan, didn't grow up here in Charleston, grew up in the Pittsburgh area. First pitch to Hoover is sky to shallow center field. Jogging in is Easley. He will put that away. Clark is going to challenge him and try to head to third, and that ends up being a mistake. He runs into a double play. 8-5. And that closes out the second inning. The Barnstormers getting the first 2 men aboard on base hits, and Clark charges on a delayed basis toward third, trying to catch Easley off guard. It didn't work. It ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning with the score remaining Lancaster nothing and West Virginia nothing.
Bummer. The Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gockenauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gockenauers.com. Thanks for your support.
Tommy Shirley will be facing the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Edwin Espinal, Miles Williams, and Francisco Arcia. As we head to the lower half of the second inning, no score in the ball game. Shirley was like the king in his court back in the day, the old softball touring act. He just needed 1 defensive player. Everything was hit to De Aza in the bottom half of the first. Infielders were left with nothing to do. Throw goes through from De La Rosa as Espinal prepares to lead off. 324 hitter for the year. He hasn't done much against the Barnstormers, and boy, Espinal is now kicking his bat on the way to the plate. Martinez has started a trend apparently. Espinal just 5 out of 29 against Lancaster. 172 in the season series. This time around, Espinal with a couple of hits. He is 2 out of 9 with a critical run batted in to tie the game at 8 apiece here the other night. Former Somerset Patriot. There are many on this West Virginia ball club. Shirley into the motion. His pitch is outside and low for a ball, 1-0. Espinal had a 6 RBI game against York back on the 8th of August, and 6 more runs batted in a series against Gastonia a little bit after that. There is a called strike. It is 1-1, and another jet takes off overhead. Yesterday it was helicopter traffic all over it. Terrible day in the area with the medevacs. Ball 2 is low, 2 balls and a strike. The hospital adjacent to the ballpark is the trauma center for this entire region. And helicopters were coming in one after another. You could have played the MASH theme the entire afternoon and early evening. 2 balls and a strike on Espinal. I'd rather have the jet traffic. Shirley to the plate, and it's fouled right back in my direction. 2-2. I would say it's impossible to get a foul ball into the booth here. 2-2. The count on Edwin Espinal. I miss those days in Somerset where I had to be on the alert, and finally got one in about year 10. Low and a full count to the designated hitter, Miles Williams. You have to be respectful of his home run power, and the Barnstormers have found that out 3 different times this year. He waits on deck. 3-2, full count pitch. Target set toward the inside corner. Shirley misses up, and it's ball 4, the leadoff walk given to Espinal. Just 12 walks issued by Shirley on the season. He's thrown 35 innings. Miles Williams, the right fielder, to the plate. 229 overall with his 3 different ball clubs. 12 home runs and 33 runs batted in. He connected off of Yoel Espinal in the comeback effort for West Virginia here on Friday night. It was a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. First pitch is away, and ball 1. It's 1-0. He had a 2-home run game, did Williams, against Gastonia back on the 25th of July, just before our arrival here. Swing and a miss. And Williams is up there at 1-1. 3 home runs against the Barnstormers, only 4 hits on the season against the Barnstormers. We saw him in Gastonia for the season opening series. We just didn't realize we were seeing Miles Williams at that time, until the second game of the series, because they had a wrong name on the roster sheet from opening night. 1-1. The pitch tickles the outside corner for a second strike. 1-2. Espinal, a runner at first. He is not a steal threat. On deck is Arcia. One ball, 2 strikes. Shirley will fire and miss outside. Williams works the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just added to the roster today is Arcia. He's a left-handed batter. Now the 2-2. Ball 3, missing outside. Now Shirley has run the count to full for the second straight batter. He lost Espinal. Needs to fight back against Williams here. Barnstormers had runners at first and second, and all that speed out there in the top of the inning, and could not produce. Eventually flying out into a double play. Here is the payoff on the way. Ball 4. Shirley has walked 2 in a row, and he works himself into trouble in the second inning. Back-to-back free passes. Francisco Arcia will come to the plate. Ross Peoples is going to pay a mound visit early. Usually I'm right on top of when Ross is going to come out. I didn't necessarily see this one coming. 2 batters into the inning. But he uses that first of the 3 precious timeouts here in the second. Arcia will come to the plate for his first at-bat in the Atlantic League 3 seasons ago. He spent some time with the LA Angels. Venezuelan native. He made his debut with the Angels on July 26, 2018, and eventually got into 40 games that year. Batted .204 with 6 home runs and 23 runs batted in. Left-handed batter the entire way is Arcia. He's got Espinal at second, Williams at first, nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. We'll see if Shirley can get out of the jam just as Candelario did in the top of the inning. First pitch, left on left battle, is fouled back. It is no balls and a strike. Arcia initially came up in the Yankee organization, and he played at the other Charleston, or as it's known as in the vernacular, Charlie South as opposed to Charlie West, where we are right now. Into the dirt for a ball. It is 1-1. He got to Scranton Wilkes-Barre in 2014, then went to the Marlins for a while. Got the chance to break through into the major leagues in his 12th season of professional baseball. The delivery, and Arcia will take a second strike. It's 1-2. And he was back with the Angels in the first part of this season. In fact, hit .357 at Salt Lake. He also played in the Mexican League. Batted .235 in 16 games there. Very well traveled, Francisco Arcia. Shirley misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He also played on Staten Island. We'll get to experience Staten Island next year in the Atlantic League. It's already been official. They're coming in. Don't have a team name yet. It won't be the Yankees. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, and Arcia can't believe that one. Shirley will certainly take it, and there's the first out of the inning. Runners remain at first and second, and now the Barnstormers have to deal with Connor Kopak, who drove in 6 runs here last night. He also had the winning sacrifice fly in the bottom half of the 7th inning 2 nights ago. Runners are at first and second with 1 out, and the fastball moves him back. It is ball 1-0. Elmer Reyes, the shortstop, waits on deck. Overall, Kopak in the series, 2 out of 4 with the double, a home run, 7 runs driven in. And right now, Shirley would love to coax a double play out of him. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. It is 1-1. Kopak was with the Seattle Mariners early in the season. We're beginning to see, Jake Hoover being the Barnstormers example, some players being released from major league organizations and filtering into the Atlantic League. But it seems all to be on the position player side. 1-1 offering. Ball 2 is low, 2 balls and a strike. Baseball, for some reason or another, ending up with an imbalance this year. 2-1 to Kopak. Espinal is at second. Williams, the runner, at first. Neither one is terribly quick. Espinal certainly is not. 2 balls, 1 strike. Shirley into his motion. Here's the pitch, and it's pulled down the left field line again. That will settle in for a base hit. Espinal will score easily. Charging toward third is Williams. He is there, and Kopak with an RBI double in the second inning, just as he did last night, following a couple of walks, and West Virginia grabs a 1-0 lead. His 8th run batted in of the series. He's put runners at second and third with 1 out for the shortstop, Elmer Reyes. Reyes at .240 with 2 homers and 19 runs batted in. The Barnstormers not quite sure how to defend Kopak either. He's doubled twice down the left field line. He has hit the grand slam last night to right center. He has been tough. Reyes checks in. Now Nate Easley, the center fielder, into the on-deck circle. You've got a base open. You don't necessarily want to use that here. It's 1-0 in favor of West Virginia. Shirley deals a breaking ball that hangs way upstairs. It's ball one and no strikes. Reverse psychology. The Barnstormers, after taking 2-0 and 8-0 leads here over the previous two nights, fall behind this afternoon. And the pitch is tagged to deep left field by Reyes. Going back on this is Torrance, looking up, and the walls will not contain it. That is a home run for Reyes, just his third of the season. And a 3-run shot makes it 4-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning as West Virginia unloads. 2 walks followed by the double and the home run. Reyes goes the distance, and Nate Easley will step in for West Virginia, hitting .222 with 4 homers and 9 runs batted in. The Barnstormers laid it on West Virginia pretty heavily the first 2 series, winning all 6 games, and I guess this weekend has been a little bit of payback for that. So the Barnstormers now have to play from 4 down here on this Sunday afternoon. Easley stands in. He had a 2-run home run here on Friday night. The first pitch is low from Shirley, ball 1-0. The only out of the inning coming against the one left-handed batter is Arcia. Took a called third strike. 1-0 pitch. There is the knee level that is required by the electronics. 1-1. Just 1 out in the inning. Teodoro Martinez waits on deck here. 4 runs on the board for West Virginia. Foul ball back to the screen. And Easley trails Shirley at 1-2. The 2 walks given up by Shirley at the outset of this inning, he was at least at 2 balls and 2 strikes against both batters before losing them. Kopak and Reyes swinging early in the count for the double and the home run. Now into the dirt, and it's 2-2 on Easley. Connor Myers getting a rest this afternoon. We've seen 15 different players, I believe, in the starting lineup at some point for West Virginia this weekend. Here's a 2-2. That is popped up right side. Racing back is Dugan. Coming on is Clark, and Ladarius able to run underneath and make the catch. Alleman got to the neighborhood as well. 2 outs in the inning, and Teodoro Martinez kicking his bat as always on the way to the plate. I wonder if he counts while he's doing that. I might have to ask how many times he actually has to kick the bat on the way up there. I find it one of those player quirks, rituals that is somewhat amusing. 2 outs, base is clear. Martinez standing in. Other guys might do that once or twice, but not as often. Martinez does it all the way from the on-deck circle to behind the plate, and gestures toward the sky and gets ready to step in. Well, he's hitting over 350, whatever works. Ball 1 upstairs, 1-0. 4-0 West Virginia, bottom of the second inning. A series finale here in Charleston. Now a strike is dealt. Martinez batting at 1-1. Just 2 hits in the inning, but following a couple of walks, double and a home run. Ball does travel very well in this stadium. Next offering, bouncing to the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Tommy threw 14 pitches in the first inning, got the side in order, comes out in the second. He's now thrown 30. Consecutive walks to start an inning never bode well. 2-1 to the plate. Ball 3 is busted upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. You do have the off day tomorrow. The Barnstormers have used up a lot of bullpen so far in this series. And this ball is tagged to left field also. Hustling back is Torrance. That one is over his head. He will have to play it off the boards, pick it up on the warning track, and Martinez arrives safely at second with a double. Third extra base hit among the last 4 batters. Martinez in scoring position for Alberto Callaspo. He flied to center his first time up. I believe the only active reliever the Barnstormers have not used over the course of this weekend at some point is Scott Schumann. There hasn't been any need, but you'll probably see him get some work in later on this afternoon. You'd like to see that be in the bottom of the 9th. And the Barnstormers are going to have to recover from this. First pitch swinging is Callaspo. He pops it up in the infield. Coming on is the third baseman Hoover to make the catch. Well, Shirley is out of it, but a hurtful inning, 4-run score on 3 hits with no errors, and the runner left at second. We're done with 2 today here in Charleston. West Virginia has bolted out to the 4-0 lead.
Hey, $2 bill here, aka the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Rendon, Gindel, and Alleman scheduled against Alexis Candelario. We go to the top half of the 3rd inning, and the Barnstormers have to begin to scramble. A false start to the 2nd inning. You get a singles by Clark and Torrance to start an inning. Somehow you expect to score, and it just didn't materialize. Now, Clea Luis Rendon will face Candelario as a left-handed batter. 254 for Clea Luis, 5 homers, 39 runs batted in. 3 for 3 here on Friday night, and then last night hitless in 3 trips. The Barnstormers managed 7 hits in last night's game, 10 the night before. But over the past couple of weeks or so, the club not hitting with the authority that it had been earlier in the year. Still scoring the runs, just not piling up as many hits as we had seen before. 2 singles here this afternoon as Rendon gets ready to lead off. It's taken a while for him to get in there. 9 for 21 is Clea Luis against the Power over the course of the season. Here's the first offering from Candelario, right through for a called strike. It is 0-1. Right-hander working quickly, comes back. Rendon tries to drop a bunt down. He fouls that off up the third base line. Callaspo will backhand it through the legs to Ross, who tosses it into the dugout. Many hands have touched that baseball now. It's tainted. Rendon batting at 0-2. Candelaria deals. It's bounded to second. Couple of hops to Kopak. He can set for the throw. Rendon is retired. 1 down in the 3rd inning. Caleb Gindel coming back around. Gindel popped out to the shortstop starting off the afternoon. Back home Tuesday night to take on Lexington. Then Charleston will be coming in next weekend. The Barnstormers a game up in the north, starting play today. West Virginia is 1.5 back in the south. Breaking ball is low. West Virginia, just like the Barnstormers, 2 games over 500, but trying to chase down High Point and Gastonia. On the outside corner for a strike to Caleb. It is 1-1 here. Ball 2 served up low as Candelario continues to work quickly. Thinking back to opening weekend at Gastonia, that team looked so thin and had so few players with any kind of recent affiliated experience that you just couldn't see them being in the mix. And boy, if they put a club together. Here's the 2-2. Gendel lets it go. 3-2. Candelario missing inside. The count goes to full. Second baseman Alamund waits on deck. Here is the windup and the payoff pitch. Gendel gone swinging. That is number 3 for Candelario. 2 are out, and Alamund steps in. Blake grounded out slowly to the second baseman Kopak back in the first inning. Barnstormers down by 4, top half of the third inning. Candelario delivers. That is cut on and missed for a strike. It's 0-1, and he is working very quickly here this afternoon and pitching like you pitch with a 4-run lead. Not toying around at all. The ball is outside. It is now 1-1 to Alamund. Alejandro De Aza, the on-deck hitter for the Barnstormers. Right away it comes again. Ball 2 is inside. Alamund got a break last night. He wasn't hit by a pitch. That's happened regularly. Ball 3 is inside, 3-1. I think it had been 3 games in a row prior to last night. His back foot toward the inner line of the batter's box, and he closes up when the pitch is on the way. 3-2, and they like working him inside. Full count to the second baseman. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Candelario back into the motion. The pitch chipped out to left field, charging in on it as Martinez slides, and the ball gets by him and rolls toward the warning track. The center fielder easily forced to back up, and Alamund will end up at second base and do a modified rundone as he arrives safely in scoring position. 17th double of the season for Blake Alamund, and Alejandro De Aza will look to pick him up. De Aza with a walk back in the first inning. Martinez trying to make the sliding grab out in left field. Came up just short, let the ball roll through. Easley coming all the way over from center to back up on the warning track and keep that at just being a double. That's some heads-up baseball on the part of the center fielder. Alamund at second. De Aza swings and drives the ball deep toward the gap, right center field. Racing back on this, both Easley and Williams. The ball into the gap. Home to score is Alamund. De Aza replaces him at second with a long double to right center. And the Barnstormers on the board at 4-1. And it's happened very, very quickly here in the top half of the third inning. De Aza with his 16th double and 48th run batted in. Now Kelly Dugan will come to the plate, the man who's hitting .431 with runners in scoring position. He struck out back in the first inning with the runner just at first. 53 runs batted in for Dugan, just looking to get De Aza home with a second run here this inning. Candelario to the plate. Dugan bounces a foul back to the net. It is no balls and a strike. Lancaster responds with at least one here in the top half of the third inning, making the statement they're not going anywhere. Now to Dugan. Down and in. He's able to lay off. It is a ball and a strike. Ladarius Clark is the Barnstormers on deck hitter. 4-1, top half of the third inning. Alejandro leads off second. Candelario to the plate. Dugan again with a foul ball to the net. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Off day for the ball club tomorrow, as is the standard in the Atlantic League. And every other minor league this year, I don't know about the rest of the partner leagues, the only affiliated league that plays on Monday is the AAA West. Dugan able to stay alive. Their off day is Thursday. They're playing the 6-game series just like everybody else, but they're playing Friday through Wednesday and taking Thursday off. And now we have a discussion amongst the umpires, and knowing Dugan, that discussion could be about catcher's interference, and I'm not sure that didn't occur right there. First and, or rather, runner at second base with 2 outs. The umpires convene in the middle of the diamond. And the discussion is ongoing. Ross coming down to inquire. There may have been catcher's interference on that. The Barnstormers apparently are not going to get the benefit of that call. So we'll just continue with a 1-ball and 2-strike count on Dugan. He's got a lot of room to the right side of second base. See if he can find that. Here's the pitch, taken low. 2-2. Dugan in his career has reached base on catcher's interference. He's told us a lot, and it's happened a couple of times this year. And he says it's typically on pitches down and in. 2-2. Diaza with the lead from second. Candelario gives him a look. The pitch. Dugan smokes it down the right field line. It's fair into the corner. Diaza will score easily. Dugan is on his way to second. And given the extra opportunity, Dugan wraps out the Barnstormers' 3rd consecutive double. They've cut the lead in half. It's 4-2, and Ladarius Clark will look to cut a little bit more off of that lead. 5 hits now off of Candelario this afternoon. 3 straight doubles, and Kelly Dugan right now is just in one of those grooves. He does not allow an RBI chance to get away from him. 6 games in a row, he's driven in at least 1. 54 runs batted in for the season. And Ladarius Clark will come to the plate. Clark reached on an infield base hit down the third baseline back in the 2nd inning. Dugan now with the lead off of second. Candelario to the plate, and Clark somehow didn't get hit. Ball 1 and no strikes. Looked like Neo in the Matrix or something right there. How you avoid that pitch. Ball 1 and nothing. Breaking ball is in there. A strike taken. And the count is even at 1-1. Next delivery. And a balk is charged, so no pitch. And to third goes Dugan. We've seen a balk in every game in this series. And they've been, to some extent, very puzzling. The Sabatino Friday night, Sekula last night, now Candelario gets rung up. 1-1 to Clark. Fastball swing and a miss, making it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 breaking ball, met and fouled. Clark sticks around at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Umpiring crew today, by the way, the same group we had last night. We had to double check to be sure. Andy McPherson is the plate umpire. Greg Loesch at first. Pat Atkin is over at third. To Clark, 1-2. He lets the breaking ball go. It's blocked by Arcia. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ladarius. Kelly Dugan, the runner at third base with 2 outs. Top half of the 3rd inning with West Virginia leading 4-2. Lancaster's bats springing into action against Candelario, all coming with 2 outs in the 3rd inning, 3 straight doubles. Here's the 2-2. It is outside. Clark has forced it to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Suddenly hot-hitting Devon Torrance waits on deck. payoff pitch is due to Clark. Here is the 3-2. Ground ball toward the middle, through base hit center field. Dugan scores, and Clark makes it 4-3. RBI single as Clark becomes the latest Barnstormer to reach 40 runs batted in on the season. And with his numbers, it's actually pretty astounding for him to have driven in 40 runs. And I've, from time to time, brought this up this season. He has 40 runs batted in 133 at-bats. Now, you stop to think about it. A 500 at-bat season, that's 150 runs batted in. Throw goes to first, and Clark is able to get back in. They're aware of his base-stealing prowess. He did not go back in the second inning. Devon Torrance, the batter, and Torrance largely a singles hitter, so you'd like to move Clark into scoring position here if you can. Candelario ready to go. Clark a false start as Torrance takes a strike on the outside corner. It is 0-1 to Devon. Clark has pretty good sense of when to go and when not to. Doesn't matter how fast you are, you have to have that sense. Otherwise, you get thrown out quite a bit, and Clark is 18 for 18. 0-1. Torrance lets it go. He checked on the swing, and that holds through the appeal. One ball, one strike. The Barnstormers with now 6 hits in their last 10 at-bats. They fought right back into this game here in the third inning, all coming with 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike to Torrance. Clark stays put, and Devon takes ball 2 up. It is 2-1. The conditions are just not right for stealing bases. You've got a guy who's been in the big leagues behind the plate, and Candelario seems to get rid of the ball quickly. It would give Arcia a pretty good chance. Clark stays put. Torrance looks at a second strike. It's 2-2. It all figures into the calculations, and that's why the first base coach has that stopwatch. It's timing the pitcher. How quickly he gets the ball to the plate. Pickoff throw goes to first, and back in with a little more ease this time is Ladarius Clark. You just have to have that knowledge. You can't just run with reckless abandon. Here's the 2-2. Inside and low to Torrance, filling out the count. Although Brian Roberts, who was a pretty good base stealer back in the day for the Orioles, once told me that you do have to be a little reckless to be a decent base stealer because you can't hesitate. You just have to make up your mind to go, and you go. You can't really think about it all that much. You have to think about it beforehand. Clark will go here, 3-2. Torrance sizzles a foul past first base. And Augie Silk, in the coach's box down there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Ladarius wanders back to first base again. 3-2, the defense straight up against Torrance, and what else can you do? He's had 2 singles to right, 1 to left, and a double to left center in the last 24 hours. 3-2, Clark goes again, and it is ball 4, just low on Torrance, giving De La Rosa a shot to tie the game here in the third inning. Second walk given up by Alexis Candelario. We keep using that description, vertically compressed, horizontally expanded, to describe the way that the automated ball strike system is set up here in 2021. That is a pitch that in previous years probably gets called a third strike. Clark at second, Torrance at first, and De La Rosa standing in. Alexis Candelario works to the plate, and he spins the breaking ball. That gets the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. We have certainly seen it in this series. The runners take off. They take off a bit early. Clark is thrown out trying to steal third, and it's the first time that he has been cut down this season. He was trying to draw a bad throw right there. but it did not pay off. And for the second inning in a row, Ladarius Clark is thrown out at third base for the final out of an inning. He's caught 1-5. They went too soon. Candelario had the alarm go off and makes the throw to Cayaspo, who was able to get back and cover the bag. It will end the inning, but a productive one for the Barnstormers with 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They leave just 1 through 2.5 here at Charleston. It's West Virginia 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
This is the sound of someone looking out for the safety of a loved one.
Come here, honey. Let's get you buckled up.
And this is the sound of a Lexus looking out for someone else on the road. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our full line of vehicles, each with our advanced standard safety technology. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection is not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details.
Well, the Barnstormers get all but 1 run back in the top of the 3rd inning. Tommy Shirley now looking to keep the deficit at 1. He'll face Paredes, Espinal, and Williams as we go to the bottom half of inning number 3. Next Friday night, Willy Wonka night at Clipper Magazine Stadium. I wonder if there's free candy in this for me. I can always hope. Actually, I'm not that big of a candy guy. I do have my likes and dislikes. Shirley, the 6'5" left-hander, not all that far from home here. This is Pirates country. Kind of split its major league allegiances in this area between the Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. Football-wise, I think this is pretty much all Steeler country down here, more so than Cincinnati Bengals country. And I'm sure if you're in between those two, Steelers country has expanded over the years, and Bengals country has sort of been diminished with their lack of playoff success. Here's Jimmy Paredes. He takes ball 1 down low, 1-0. Paredes flying to center, the 3rd in a row that did that back in the 1st inning. 4-3 West Virginia, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Pop fly by Paredes. That will be out of play. 1-1 to the switch hitting first baseman today. Paredes still can play 3rd, but they don't really need him there. He did make the start at 3rd base here on Friday night, but they've got Cayaspo and others who can play there. 1-1. Shirley to the plate, and it is just a tad outside. 2 balls and a strike on Paredes. Well, the 1st inning went by pretty quickly. Again, we're well beyond a 3-hour pace. Fouled off around the label of the bat, and Paredes stands in at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Barnstormers with 21 home games remaining, only 9 in the month of September. She'll come on out during this coming week with Lexington and West Virginia coming in. High bouncer towards short. Rendon charging in, makes the play, flips to first. Paredes retired. 1 out, and that brings on the designated hitter Espinal. He walked and scored back in the 2nd inning. All the base runners for Charleston so far in this game came in that 2nd inning. 2 walks, 2 doubles, and a home run, 4 runs scoring. The Barnstormers have had at least 1 man on in every inning. They've had 8 base runners reach altogether. They've scored 3 times. Espinal taking ball 1 for a second. I thought McPherson was going to register that as a strike. He stepped back as if he were going to. Ball 1-0. Shirley to the plate, and that is a strike to the inside corner. 1-1 here on the designated hitter. First baseman otherwise. Mark Minikazi has made a lot of alterations to his lineup. It's very different every day. 1-1 from Shirley. Off speed tricks Espinal. It's 1-2. The only player that has been in the lineup every day this weekend. This is hard to pull off, but Teodoro Martinez and Edwin Espinal, there are 2. Martinez spent Friday night as the DH. Espinal this afternoon. High fly ball that will be in the seats down the third base line. Still a ball and 2 strikes. But generally you're constrained to about 13 or 14 position players. And it's really tough to have so many moving parts that you can not start too many guys all 3 games of a series. But it's only Espinal and Martinez, and nobody has been at a defensive position every game this weekend. Upstairs for ball 2, it's 2-2. That they had Alfonso Reyes catch here on Friday night, and he's now inactive with the arrival of Arcia. 2-2. Shirley to the plate. Espinal, again, a foul ball. This back into the net. We continue at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bus ride home will take a little over 6 hours, and we came straight through on the way here on Friday. I can envision a stop on the way home. Here is the 2-2. Again, spoiled by Espinal. He's hanging tough against Tommy Shirley. We coasted through the first inning of this game, but we've seen quite a bit of offense ever since. 4-3 in favor of West Virginia. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Target set by Anderson De La Rosa. The motion and the pitch. Partial swing, but he didn't commit. And Espinal, for the 2nd straight trip, has come from behind to get to a full count against Shirley. I think it was 1-2 the last time up. Here is the payoff pitch. This is popped up, and this one is in play. Coming on toward the right field line is Clark. He'll make the catch. That's the 2nd out. Shirley wins the battle this go-around, and with 2 gone, Miles Williams will come to the plate. Williams also walked and scored back in the 2nd inning. Williams is on the Bryant Nelson plan. By the time it's all over with, he might play for every Atlantic League team. He's gotten a 3 this year, and he's been a Duck and a Barnstormer in the past. Fastball is outside to him. Ball 1 and no strikes. The native of Louisiana who grew up in California, Miles Williams. I think Nelson ended up playing for 6 teams in the league. Pulled foul down the left side. Miles Williams has terrific power. It is 1-1 to him. He played for the Barnstormers only about 3 weeks or so toward the end of the 2016 season. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is popped up and will carry out a play behind home plate. Shirley ahead of Williams at 1-2. Tommy trying to post his second 1-2-3 inning of the game. Not that West Virginia is just marching back to the dugout. They all have tended to be extended at bats in both the first and here in the 3rd. He peers in to get the signal from De La Rosa. They take too long to get together. Williams backs 1 foot out of the box in a relaxed pose, now ready to go once again. Shirley has the sign. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it too is fouled back. Oh, we're not in that much of a hurry to get back to Lancaster, apparently. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Lancaster doing a great job getting back into this game in the top half of the 3rd inning. 4 straight 2-out hits. The first 3 were doubles. Popped up on the right side, should end the inning. Kelly Dugan up toward the infield lawn, makes the play, and Shirley is through the 3rd unscathed. Nothing across for West Virginia. We're done with 3, and West Virginia maintains the 1-run lead. It's the Power 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Four runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left for West Virginia today. The Barnstormers 3 runs on 6 hits with no errors and 3 runners left on base. De La Rosa, Hoover, and Rondon scheduled against Alexis Candelario as we get set to battle in the top half of the 4th inning today. Anderson De La Rosa leading off. He was at the plate when Ladarius Clark was thrown out stealing back in the 2nd inning. Jake Hoover's on deck, and they already ran through all of their announcements about Jake Hoover being the strikeout man today, as they lost track that De La Rosa never finished his at-bat last inning. It happens, trust me. This game can be confusing at times. Over 4,000 games I've called, and every once in a while up here I get completely lost as to what's going on. Actually, it's more than every once in a while, to be perfectly honest with you. 2nd strike on De La Rosa this weekend just has not been kind to him. 0-2 to De La Rosa. Candelario tries to get him to chase a breaking ball and misses. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. 3 strikeouts for Candelario. He has walked 2. Signal given, and it's bounced. That was not the plan there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to De La Rosa. Barnstormers down by a run here in the top half of the 4th inning. Scoring first has been toxic in this series for some reason or another. 2-2 offering. De La Rosa skies this out to right field, sinking in a hurry, racing in Williams for the catch. De La Rosa is retired. It has been a tough weekend for him. He's 0 for 6 here. 1 out. Jake Hoover will come to the plate. He flied out into a double play back in the 2nd inning. Barnstormers have made some puzzling base running moves in these first 3 innings. To Hoover, ground ball foul past 3rd base. If that had been right down the line, Kayaspo, as experienced as he is, I don't think would have had a chance because he's playing up against Hoover. 0-1. Candelario back into his motion. The pitch is a breaking ball chopped toward third and foul. Hoover trailing at 0-2 with Clea Luis Rendon moving into the on-deck circle. Barnstormers got it all going last inning with 2 outs. Allemand with a sinking liner to left that Martinez allowed to get by him for a double. De Aza then boomed a double to right center. Dugan ripped the double into the right field corner. Clark singled up the middle. 3 runs on the board. Outside on the fastball, and Hoover bats at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake is 2 for 5 here this weekend. 1-2, and the pitch into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Candelario today has gotten a lot of hitters into the 0-2 hole and then tries to pick with his breaking ball. He's trusting Arcia, who hasn't let anything get by him. There have been a number of pitches bounced. And the fans here taunting Jake Hoover. You've got to be deaf in the batter's box in this ballpark. 3-2. They will get on you and ride you incessantly. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the toast man will do his research before a team comes in, and he'll find a way to nettle you. 3-2 pitch, fouled away, and we'll keep it going at 3 balls and 2 strikes. New supply of baseballs being brought out via helmet. I like this transport system. It's the way they do things here in Charleston. Actually, more fitting for the local history would be to bring it out in a coal car, but I don't know if that would necessarily work all that well. 3-2, and the payoff is ball 4 just outside. The fans are blaming poor Annie McPherson for costing them their pancakes. They'll be demanding he pay for the stack later on, but it's not his call. Here's Clea Luis Rendon, out 4-3, back in the 3rd inning. Hoover the base runner, and they need to work to contain him as well. He is 3 for 3 stealing on the season. But Candelario is pretty quick to the plate. The Barnstormers haven't been able to try to steal 2nd, and the attempt at stealing 3rd did not exactly go their way. Trying to get an early jump on Candelario, and it didn't happen. Stung into right field by Rendon. Hoover is going to make a turn and hold on as Williams fires back in. 1st and 2nd. Rendon's bat coming back to life in this series. Now Caleb Gindel will stride to the plate. Gindel is 0 for 2 today. He's one of those hitters, and the Barnstormers have a few, that don't fare terribly well as the designated hitter. Gindel is hitting 182 at the moment in that capacity. He's got a big chance here. Hoover the runner at 2nd, Rendon at 1st, and a base hit can tie the game. Gindel knows all about the toast man. He played here. He had a great season here in the Brewers system coming up in the South Atlantic League. Gindel goes after a breaking ball and lifts it to fairly deep center. Getting back on it is Easley. He'll make the catch. Tagging it on the way to 3rd is Hoover. He'll make it easily. And the Barnstormers have runners now at the corners with 2 outs for Allemand. Blake is 1 for 2. He is grounded out and doubled. Hoover 90 feet away. As I said, Candelario has learned he can trust Arcia. And there is certainly a chance they have played together somewhere before in their travels. Candelario to the set. There goes Rendon. The pitch is taken for a strike. Rendon is going to get caught in a rundown. They will now throw behind Hoover, and Jake is back in, and Rendon gets back to 1st. So nothing actually happened on that play, despite all of the activity. It's as if it never occurred. 1 strike, the count on Alamund. It is the old high school play, as it's known as. Rendon trying to get caught in a rundown. Hoover bounced off third, trying to time it, but West Virginia defended that well. Now to Alamund, swing, and he lifts a fly ball. Shallow center field, streaking in is Easley, still coming. He dives forward and makes the catch. Nice play by Nate Easley to keep the Barnstormers off the board here in the top half of the 4th inning. Put a star by that one in the scorebook. Alamund is robbed, and the Barnstormers end the inning with no runs on 1 hit with no errors and 2 runners left on base. Bottom half of the 4th will come up with the score: West Virginia 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
This is the sound of someone getting the most out of a summer day. So is this. Because for some, summer days were made for adventure. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of leading-edge hybrids, each with the power and range to help you get the most out of your summer. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Take a look at the rest of the action around the Atlantic League on this summer Sunday afternoon. Not everything is underway. Gastonia and York ended up rained out today from the outer bands of Henri. High Point leads Lexington 6-2 in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and Southern Maryland with the early lead over Long Island 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning as Darrell Thompson seeks his 9th win of the season. He is the front runner by, I would say, quite a bit to be the pitcher of the year in the Atlantic League for the 2nd consecutive season. Not year, but season. Thompson won that honor back in 19 as well. Here is Francisco Arcia, the catcher, left-handed batter all the way, stepping in against Tommy Shirley in the bottom of the 4th inning. Arcia struck out looking back in the 2nd, the only strikeout for Tommy so far today. 4-3, West Virginia over the Barnstormers as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. Shirley goes to work. This is popped up foul, back out of play. No balls and 1 strike. And Arcia is on his way back to the dugout. Apparently broke his bat on that. 0-1. Arcia and Candelario have done a terrific job today containing the Barnstormers' often deadly base running game. Outside for a ball, and the count levels at 1 each. West Virginia, and I don't have the latest count, nor am I going to sit here and add it all up, but they've used, I believe, over 70 different players this season. Check swing, ball 2 is high from Shirley, 2 balls and 1 strike. Connor Kopak, another recent arrival, waits on deck. Elmer Reyes, he's been here the whole time. Left-hander warming up in the bullpen now for West Virginia, and I believe that is Testa. Strike taken on the outside corner. Arcia bats 2-2 here. Imagine getting to the major leagues in your 12th professional season. What a treat that must have been after that kind of a wait. Fouled off down the left field line, and the count will continue at 2-2. As long as you get there at some point. Look at the likes of Austin Bibbins Dirks and Brandon Mann, two Barnstormers, how long it took them to get to the big leagues. Ball 3 is outside. Full count on Arcia, starting off the 4th inning. Payoff pitch on the way, fouled again. Long at bat to open up the bottom half of the 4th inning. And then, of course, there was the story of the rookie, played by Dennis Quaid in the movies. Jim Morris was his name. Had been away from the game for a long time, and all of a sudden his fastball exploded, and he got to the major leagues. Strike 3 is called. Arcia down looking a second time. Trying to get used to the Atlantic League strike zone, and so far it has befuddled him, and Shirley's been able to exploit that. Here's Connor Kopak. An RBI double for him back in the 2nd inning. Elmer Reyes is on deck. He has the biggest blow of the game, a 3-run homer. Shirley into the motion, and the pitch is tagged out to left field. Coming on Torrance. He makes the catch, out number 2, and a quick one for Tommy Shirley here in the 4th inning. Reyes will step in. I'm pretty sure it was the first pitch he jumped on back in the 2nd inning for that 3-run homer that hit just above the wall out in left field. If he had pulled it a bit more, it probably would have been off the wall, because the outfield fence has staggered heights in this ballpark. Down low for a ball, 1-0. You can see that, I'm sure, in the camera frame. Now there are varying heights, really 2 different heights that you have to clear in this yard. But from the foul poles to the alleys, I would say it's maybe 10 feet. And then the same is also true at the batter's eye and the one sign just to the left of it, and then the rest of it's 8 feet. Ball 3 is low on Reyes. Shirley has fallen behind 3-0 after now retiring 6 consecutive West Virginia batters. 4-3 in favor of the Power. We're playing the bottom of the 4th inning. Barnstormers have let some opportunities to score go by in this game. And it is ball 4 inside. Reyes picks up the 3rd walk Shirley has allowed today. Nate Easley will come to the plate. Easley responsible for keeping the Barnstormers from tying the ball game in the top of this inning. Great catch, diving in toward home plate to take a tying single away from Blake Alleman. Two outs, Easley the batter, and another guy you just got to be careful with. He's got 4 home runs. He doesn't hit for much of an average, or at least he hasn't here. Holds on the swing, or at least tries to, but he's down a strike. It's 0-1. But he's hit 4 home runs, 2 of those at Lancaster's expense. And again, we're not talking about a really big guy here. Easley just 5'10", 175, but does have a bit of a wallop. 2 outs, and the runner aboard at first. Elmer Reyes taking a lead, not going. That pitch will bounce free from De La Rosa. On to second goes Reyes. We'll mark that down as a wild pitch, but we'll double check the official log to be certain. And it may be a moment or so before that is posted. We'll get back to it as it does pop up online. Reyes now in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Nate Easley. Here is the set by Shirley and to Easley. That runs in a little bit high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. They may not have that many folks today here in Charleston, but those that are here revved up by the toast man, and they're vocal. His toast is a little too well done for me anyway. Off the outside corner, and Easley now has a big edge at 3 balls and a strike. I like mine brown, but not dark brown. Light brown, a little crunch on the outside. Not big on the avocado on it, though. I prefer jelly. Maybe a little peanut butter. 3 balls and 1 strike, Shirley to the plate, and he has walked 2 in a row. Easley drawing the base on balls, and now Teodoro Martinez. I really need to count the number of times he kicks the bat on his way to the plate. But I didn't catch the first couple, so I'm not sure. First and second with 2 outs. Martinez has flied out and doubled. Barnstormers get action going in the bullpen, and Ross Peoples will head to the mound for his second visit of the day. Last time he came out was after the back-to-back walks in the second inning. Now he is out there with 2 outs and 2 on in the fourth. The Barnstormers need an out here to stay within a run. Reyes and Easley, the 8 and 9 hitters, have both reached with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. And Andy McPherson signals to everyone that that is, in fact, the second time out that Ross has used today. And he uses the time on the way back to the dugout to pop in a few sunflower seeds. Multitasking. He can walk and chew seeds at the same time. I'm impressed. Martinez stands in with 2 outs and 2 on. Fly ball to center and a double off the wall in left field. Shirley goes to work. Martinez takes a ball on a breaking pitch. It faded inside and low. Ball 1 and no strikes. 4-3. Barnstormers trailing in the fourth inning. I should just stick my crowd mic out the window and let the toast man call the game for a minute. Here's the 1-0. Smashed to short, a line drive that is handled by Rondon. He may have had it squirt free, so he underhands to Alleman just for good measure, and that will end the inning. Smash 6-4 it goes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. By the way, for those of you scoring with us, that was a wild pitch charged to Tommy Shirley earlier in the inning. We have come to the end of the fourth. I said 1 man left on base, 2 men left on base, and we will go to the fifth inning, still 4-3 in favor of West Virginia.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
Joe Testa has taken over the mound chores. Alexis Candelario not eligible for the win today. Gives up 7 hits and 3 runs in 4 innings on 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. We see Testa for the second time in this series. He threw the top half of the 8th inning on Friday night and earned himself a hold. He retired the side in order, 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Little lefty, 5'10", 185 from Jackson, New Jersey. He would have fit in very well as a Somerset Patriot along the line. And why not? The rest of them are all here. So many former Patriots on this club. De Aza will lead off against Testa, the left-hander, as we head on into the 5th inning this afternoon. Alejandro participated in the 3rd inning uprising. He had a long double to right center field. Speaking of Staten Island, that's where Testa went to college. He went to Wagner. First delivery is low. Ball 1 and no strikes. And that was actually, if I remember correctly, one of my first 2 trips that I ever made to New York City was to Wagner University. Working a football game, swing and a miss, it's 1-1. I'm trying to remember the order. I went to Fordham and Wagner, so I went to the Bronx and Staten Island before I ever went anywhere else in New York City. And I don't think there are too many other people who can make that claim. Not Manhattan, not Brooklyn, not Queens. No, I went to Staten Island and the Bronx for my first 2 trips to New York. 1-1, slashed foul over toward the third base side. Testa's ahead of De Aza at 1-2. Testa was a Minnesota farmhand for a while. Went over to the Nationals in 2010. Been around since 08. De Aza swings, pulls a line drive, just clearing Paredes. And into right field, a base hit. De Aza is on board to start off the 5th inning. I was the sports information director for my alma mater. And there was no room on the bus. They flew me to New York City. Try landing at LaGuardia and take the buses and the subways to Fordham University in the Bronx. You want to talk about weaving your way through New York City, most of it underground. Kelly Dugan, the batter, he is struck out and doubled. He looks at a pitch over for a strike called here. It is 0-1. Testa pitched for Newark in the Can-Am League. He was briefly, and I think I remember this now, a Camden River Shark in 2014, only there for 6 games, and he did pitch for Somerset. I knew there was a connection. He was there for 5 games in 2015, 1 game for the Ducks in 2017. Fastball, that is strike 3 called on Dugan. Great combination from the veteran left-hander Joe Testa. He's 0-2 with a 5.93 ERA here, 15 hits, 9 runs in 13 2/3 innings coming in with 4 walks, 15 strikeouts. Ladarius Clark gets to see a lefty, and Clark has hit left-handed pitching very well over 300 on the year. 2 for 2 with an RBI is Clark today. De Aza leads from first. The pitch is outside to Ladarius. Ball 1, no strikes. Devon Torrance is on deck. He will turn around to bat from the right side. De Aza carrying the tying run at first base here in the top half of the 5th inning. Testa will deliver. Clark sees a strike on a fastball. It's 1-1. De Aza got much of the night off last night. I think it's paid off today. He's been on board all 3 trips. Clark shows bunt and takes a second strike. It is 1-2. Testa out there throwing strikes. He's 35 years of age. He'll turn 36 in December. 1-2. Clark goes after it and fouls it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the continuing count. 4-3 in favor of West Virginia. All 4 power runs coming in the second. The 3 Barnstormers runs in response in the top half of the 3rd inning. To Clark, ground ball to third. This could be 2. Callaspo goes to second. A hurry. Kovac back to first. And Clark is doubled up for the 2nd time this weekend and the 2nd time this season. A false start to the 5th inning for the Barnstormers. No runs on a hit with no errors. Nobody is stranded. We're halfway through regulation this afternoon. 4.5 innings in the books. And West Virginia continues to lead by a 4-3 score.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
This is the sound of the kind of thrill ride summer was made for. Here's the sound of another one. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of performance vehicles, including the RCF, LC, and IS. Strap in and then hold on tight. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Double switch made by manager Ross Peoples. He will go to the bullpen, and also he has moved Caleb Gindel into right field. Ladarius Clark comes out of the ball game, and the pitcher spot will move to that number 5 spot in the order that just passed. Tommy Shirley is done for the day. Shirley went 4 innings. He allowed only 3 hits, but 4 runs, walking 4, and striking out 2. It was Arcia on both occasions. Now, Cameron Gann has come on in relief here in the 5th inning. Neither starter going past 4. It has been a fairly lengthy game today. Both starters throwing a lot of pitches in those 4 innings. Gann will take over. He was fabulous his first appearance, and then in his one outing at Clipper Magazine Stadium, he just couldn't zero in on the strike zone. So overall, in 2 appearances, 3 hits in 5 innings. He's walked 7 and struck out 7. He's given up 5 earned runs. Alberto Callaspo leads off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Callaspo was 0 for 2 as a right-handed batter against Shirley. 4-3, West Virginia leading. The Barnstormers have the edge in base hits, 8-3. But Lancaster's had some trouble today keeping runners on base. First pitch strike to Callaspo from Gann. It is 0-1. 6-footer from Eastern Texas is Cameron Gann. The next delivery is low, and it's a ball and a strike to Callaspo. Product of Stephen F. Austin. 1-1 delivery, and that fastball finds its way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Off day tomorrow following this lengthy bus trip back home, and back in action against Lexington on Tuesday. Breaking ball, bounce toward first. Should be easy for Dugan. He'll take it himself. Callaspo retired 3 unassisted. That brings on Jimmy Paredes. He is 0 for 2. Well, the Barnstormers pitchers today have handled the big league veterans, Callaspo, Paredes, and Arcia, pretty well. They're a combined 0 for 7. It's actually been the guys around the periphery who have done the damage. Kopach, Reyes, and Martinez with the extra base hits. That's baseball for you. Gann was let go out of AAA by the Diamondbacks. We said most of the guys, anyway, coming to the Atlantic League who have been released from major league organizations have been position players. Gann an exception. No balls and 1 strike to Paredes. A fly out and a ground out for him so far. Gann into the line, and it is grounded foul down the runway and right toward the corner of the Barnstormers dugout. Jeff Bianchi races out. Bat boys aren't always at the corners of the dugouts here. Sometimes they are bringing ball, sometimes they're not. We've seen coaches on both sides track down foul balls. 0-2. Gann to the plate. Fastball by him, a swing and a miss. Down goes Paredes. Cameron Gann has retired 2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And We will not see Edwin Espinal because he was lifted when Testa came into the ball game. So Testa is going to take his own turn at the plate. 2 outs, nobody on, and there's a swing and a miss against Cameron. It's 0-1. We haven't seen too many relief pitchers taking batting practice. Back to the screen on a foul bunt attempt. It's 0-2. Now, Testa has batted 3 times. He struck out twice, but he does have a single, and he scored a run. He's got that .333 career batting average working. Upstairs, it's ball 1 and 2 strikes. So did Garrett Granitz until last night, and his life is now ruined because he's 1 for 4. And he no longer has a career batting average better than Blake Galen. Fouled away, and it's 1 and 2. When Garrett had the infield base hit and went to 1 for 3 on the year, he was talking about that for a while. His lifetime batting average of .333. Hall of Famer right there. Testa bats at 1 and 2. And into the motion, and the pitch is fought off. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom 5th, and a 1-run game here today, 4-3. We've seen some pretty good defense along the way this afternoon. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Testa up on the bat. Breaking ball strikes him out looking. 1-2-3 on a couple of strikeouts. Gann sets the side down in order, and we'll head to the 6th inning. Our score is still West Virginia 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
Hey, $2 bill here, aka the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
We go to the top of the 6th inning. Torrance, De La Rosa, and Hoover facing lefty Joe Testa, who is on for his 2nd inning of work. So far, he has hung on to the 4-3 lead. See the team bus working its way around beyond the outfield wall. Our driver headed back to the hotel for a little bit of break. Maybe went out to eat after dropping us off 4 hours ago. Everything ready to go. He may also have fueled up the bus for the 6 to 6.5 hour trip back home. Took us a little over 6 to get here on Friday, leaving at 7 in the morning. We got in 1:15 to 1:30. Devon Torrance ready to lead off against Testa in the 6th inning. Devon is perfect today, and the last couple of days he is 4 out of 5 with a walk. Breaking ball, oh boy. He was looking fastball there, and Torrance was way early and way over the top. No balls and 1 strike to Devon. He's hit much better over the course of this season from the left side of the plate. Busted bat, 1 hopper to third. That could have handcuffed Kayas, but what a throw, sidearm across the diamond right on a dime. And Torrance is out 5-3. You think that guy's played a little third base in his life? Maybe just a game or two. 1 man down, and De La Rosa will step in. There was some just artistry to that whole play, which was not easy because Torrance hit that very softly, the jam shot, and I'm sure it had a lot of English to it. 1 out, nobody on. Anderson De La Rosa, the batter, trying to solve this West Virginia staff. Just 1 for 22 in the season series. Otherwise, Anderson's been very productive over the course of this season. Testa's pitch off the outside corner for a ball. It is 1-0. Jake Hoover, the third baseman, scheduled to bat next. The Barnstormers still need to catch up one more run. Breaking ball doesn't quite get there, and De La Rosa bats at 2-0. So I'm getting some messages here sent by one of our fans that we have some flash flood warnings around. Again, the edges of Henri, dumping a lot of rain. York already called off today, and we're not even anywhere near the core of that system, which is hitting eastern Long Island and up toward eastern Connecticut and Rhode Island. Called strike to De La Rosa. He was looking all the way. It's 3-1 with Hoover in the on-deck circle. 4-3 West Virginia here in the 6th inning. So if you're out and about, be careful today. De La Rosa jammed, fouls it back. 3-2 now. Lancaster has 8 hits in the ball game. 4 in the 3-run third inning, and the others have been scattered. 2 runners have been thrown out on base, and there's been also a double play. Three and 2, and De La Rosa will go for that and foul it away. Top half of the 6th inning on Getaway Day in Charleston. We're not far away from the West Virginia Capitol building, only 3 or 4 blocks. The great river walk here in Charleston. 3-2, that is just fouled off. Arcia couldn't handle it, and De La Rosa sticks around at 3-2. Well, you can hear every voice this afternoon in this ballpark, and they are loud. Payoff pitch again to Dela, and we get another foul ball. Long at bat for the Barnstormer catcher. 1 out, nobody on in the top half of the 6th inning. There's quite a stack of toast down there. He's gone through a couple of loaves of bread already today. 3-2. De La Rosa stings a foul past Ross Peoples and down to the Barnstormers bullpen. It's still 3-2. One of these days, that toaster is just going to stop working. I wonder how many toasters he's used over the years. Mine at home only last a couple of years, and we don't toast that much. Breaking ball is tried by Testa. He misses high and outside. De La Rosa gets the walk and heads to first. It's a possible tying run. Jake Hoover will step in. He's flied out into a double play and walked. Hoover is the strikeout man here today, and these fans want their pancakes. We're going to let the crowd take over here for a second.
Hey, you should just struck out.
So Hoover, with a soft line drive to first, becomes the second out of the inning. Initially, I thought that had a chance to get over Paredes, but didn't have enough to it. 2 outs, De La Rosa on board, and here is Cleo Luis Rendon to step in from the right side. Cleo today is 1 out of 2. He had a ringing single into right field back in the 4th inning. Just wanted you to get a taste of what it is really like here in Charleston. I mean, they are loud. In on the hands and fouled back. It is no balls and a strike. Last night, it was the constant Ric Flair howling. I was stressed to my last nerve with that by the time the game ended. I just wanted peace and quiet. I was about ready to throw earplugs in. The 0-1 is outside to Rendon, a ball and a strike, and that is absolutely the desired effect, is to get onto people's nerves. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rendon. De La Rosa at first with 2 outs. Testa's pitch pulled down the left field line, but that will hook foul in the neighborhood of the Barnstormers bullpen, a little bit beyond. Rendon bats at 1-2. Barnstormers got a leadoff single in the 5th inning. That was erased on a double play. West Virginia pitching has not dealt a 1-2-3 inning in this game. The Barnstormers have served up 3. Busted bat by Rendon, slow bouncer to third, and again, Callaspo neatly makes the play on the softly hit ball, 5-3, 2 of them in the inning for the veteran Major League third baseman. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left, bottom of the 6th coming up. It is still 4-3 in favor of West Virginia.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings, a delicious sub made the way you love, fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Cameron Gann to work his 2nd inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Miles Williams, Francisco Arcia, and Connor Kopak, the scheduled hitters for West Virginia. Barnstormers trying to salvage the finale of this series. Last time we were here, not all that long ago, the Barnstormers came in and swept the 3-game series from West Virginia. The Barnstormers won the opener of that series 12-6, then rallied to win game 2 5-4, and then the finale of that series, one of the lowest scoring games and one of the quickest games the Barnstormers have played all year. Cody Boydston was magnificent, backed up by Junior Rincon, who now, by the way, pitches for West Virginia, and Brent Teller, a combined 7-hitter. The Barnstormers won it 4-1 in the 3rd game of that set. Miles Williams leading off the 6th against Gann. Williams walked and scored in the 4-run 2nd and popped out in the 3rd. West Virginia has really done very little outside of that 2nd inning. They picked up a couple of 2-out walks in the 4th. That has been it. I mentioned Shirley and Gann have combined for 3 1-2-3 innings in this game. Breaking ball is low, ball 1, but stop to think about a week ago Friday night. The Barnstormers did very little outside of a 10-run 3rd inning, but that was enough. Big innings are crucial to this game. Fastball is high, 2-0. The Barnstormers able to come back with 3 runs in the 3rd, and then they try to get a bad throw on a steal attempt, a double steal attempt. Swing and a miss by Williams. It's 2-1. Gann challenged him. Candelario made the throw to 3rd as Callaspo faded back, and Clark was caught coming in on a close play. 2 balls, 1 strike to Williams, and Gann pours it right straight through for a 2nd strike. We go to 2-2, our final day in Charleston, at least for the regular season. West Virginia very much in the thick of things here in the 2nd half. He got him. 3rd straight strikeout for Gann. And with one out, Francisco Arcia will bat for the third time. He doesn't have to contend with Tommy Shirley anymore. He does have to contend with the Atlantic League strike zone. The combination had him kind of messed up the first two trips. Struck out looking both times and wondering what on earth he'd gotten himself into. Gann to Arcia. Time is called as a ball gets loose from the West Virginia bullpen right down into the batter's box where it is kicked free by the hitter. Right-hander starting to throw in the West Virginia bullpen. Joe Testa has worked his 2 innings. There's a called strike on Arcia. It is 0-1. Barnstormers have had 12 base runners today to 7. Trailing 4-3. Swing and a miss. Hard throwing Cameron Gann. When you watch Cameron today and watching him in York, you wonder what on earth happened on Thursday night. He couldn't find the strike zone to save himself. 0-2, foul tipped and held. Arcia is out for the third straight time on strikes. That is 4 in a row for Gann. And it'll bring on Kopak, who has double to left and fly to left. He has a run batted in and a run scored. That second inning still holding up for West Virginia, but the Barnstormers get 3 more shots. Looks like a single-digit number warming up in the bullpen, which would lead us to believe that it is Eliardo Cabrera getting tuned up. Gann just off the outside corner to Kopak. It is 1-0, and that is the case. 2 outs with the bases clear. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Gann kicks, fires, swing and a miss. It is 1-1. I think Gann has been unhittable out there this afternoon, and just about everything either in the zone or right up against it. 3 nights ago, he walked 6 in an inning and a third and hit 1. Breaking ball, Kopak may have committed on that. The Barnstormers don't get any help from first base. 2 balls and 1 strike. Threw a wild pitch. He did, by the way, strike out 3 of the other 4 batters. He had 1 ball put in play and threw like 60 pitches. That was a weird outing. 2-1. Gann will bring that home and snap it outside. Kopak batting 3-1. Elmer Reyes, the shortstop, waits on deck. These two have driven in all the runs today for West Virginia. Just a momentary hiccup back in the 2nd inning. Gann's pitch, swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That 5-batter stretch could be lethal today. The Barnstormers trying to erase the effect of it. Payoff pitch is coming. Gann into the line, 3-2. He is low, and Kopak draws a 2-out walk here in the 6th inning. Barnstormers have given up 5 bases on balls today and 19 here in the series. We haven't seen any of those explosive walk totals lately, and we're thankful for that. But it is still an issue. So what happens when you don't walk anybody? Eric Sekula didn't in 7 innings last night. He was able to scatter the hits and certainly pitch well enough to win, giving up 2 runs in 7 innings. To Reyes, he takes a huge cut and misses. No balls and 1 strike. 2-out base runner is Kopak, and he has stolen a couple for West Virginia since his arrival. So keep an eye out for a dash towards second. Gann comes to the low set. The runner does take off. The pitch put into play on a perfectly executed hit and run, and Kopak will spin around and go to third. You can't pull that play off any better. Alleman headed to cover second, leaving the whole right side open, and Reyes finds it with a slow ground ball. Kopak plenty of time to make the turn and go to third. And Nate Easley bats with runners at the corners and 2 outs. I appreciate that play so much. There's more to baseball than swinging for the fences, and that was artistically crafted by the West Virginia Power. Here is Easley. He has fly to right and walked, so a watershed moment here in the bottom of the 6th as West Virginia tries to put some insurance runs on the board. It's all developed with 2 outs. Breaking pitch, just low, and ball 1 on Easley. Easley saved a run with a diving catch against Alleman back in the top half of the 4th inning. Otherwise, we would be talking about the go-ahead run being over at 3rd. 1 ball and nothing. The pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes, and all of a sudden, Gann is in trouble after retiring 5 in a row, 4 of those on strikes. Difficulty has found his way here in the bottom half of inning 6. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to Easley, the motion, the pitch. It is knocked back into the net. 2-1 on the West Virginia center fielder. The Barnstormers get the top of the order up. Gindel, Alleman, and De Aza in the 7th inning. Officially, Testa is still in the game, but they do have Cabrera warming up down in the bullpen with a slew of lefties coming up. Here's the 2-1. Big swing and a miss again. Gann once more challenging with the fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Gann's fastball up in the 95, 96 neighborhood. Oh, he's another one who can reach those speeds with Schumann and Goodson and Laporte. 2-2 is on the way over the screen and hitting some part of this structure. The press box here is actually 2 separate buildings that are standalone structures in this facility. They're not attached to the rest of the concourse area. There's a broadcast end, and then there's a writer, official scorer end. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball missing. Knocked down by De La Rosa to prevent a run. Now it is 3-2. With that, Reyes will be taking off. You walk out of the radio booth at one more door and you're on the concourse. Free and open, and you can get rained on. Not that we've seen any in our 6 days here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. He got him. Swung on and missed. 5th strikeout for Cameron Gann here in the last 2 innings. Runners are frozen at 1st and 3rd. 1 hit in the inning, 2 men left. We'll go to the 7th. It is still West Virginia 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
4 runs on 4 hits for West Virginia today. No errors and 5 runners left on base. The Barnstormers have 3 runs. They have 8 hits. Also error-free baseball. And for the Barnstormers, 6 runners have been stranded. And now we'll see right-hander Eliardo Cabrera come on in the 7th inning. The Barnstormers with all batters to face Cabrera from the left side of the plate. Testa seemingly limited to just a couple of innings. He did well. He walked 1, struck out 1, gave up 1 base hit. And now Cabrera is in, a 5'11" native of Carenas, Venezuela. He is 25 years of age. On the season, 1-2 with a 5.4 earned run average. This will be his 17th appearance for the Power. Power have gone through so many players, neither the pitchers nor the position players that have come through here this year can be listed on one page. The Barnstormers pitchers can be, the hitters can't, and the reason for that, of course, is because all of the relievers that are entered into the batting statistics. Caleb Gindel leads off the 7th, 0 for 3 for Gindel on the day. That was as the designated hitter. He is now the right fielder, and he is much more dangerous as the right fielder. Donald Goodson, meanwhile, warming up in the bullpen for the Barnstormers. It looks like he'll throw the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitcher spot is due up 5th in this inning. Cabrera to Gindel, and Caleb looks at a ball down low, 1-0. Lancaster trying to get that one more run on the board to forge a tie. 1-0. Gindel lets it go, and ball 2 is low. He did hold on the swing. I was surprised there was even an appeal there. 2 balls and nothing. Alleman, then Deaza, then Dugan. Here's the 2-0. Knocked down the left field side. Long run for Teodoro Martinez, and it will drop just out of play. 2-1 to Gindel. I would imagine the next in line to pinch hit would be Trayvon Robinson. Barnstormers haven't gone to a pinch hitter yet today. They've got Robinson, Shumpert, and Peroni available off the bench. Robinson would probably get the call. Gindel batting at 2-1 here. Cabrera ready to go. The pitch, ground ball, first base, and bobbled by Paredes. He recovers it in his throwing hand and tosses to the pitcher. Cabrera covering. 3-1 on the out. That certainly looked like an error to open a gate for the Barnstormers in the 7th inning, but a great recovery made by Jimmy Paredes. 1 out, and Blake Alleman steps in. He is 1 for 3 and has scored a run here today. The Barnstormers just not piling up the runs and hits quite like they were in the first half of the season. 1 out. Alleman stands in, and the pitch to Blake is hit high to right field toward the line. Playable for Williams into foul territory. He reaches out, and he held onto it for the out. 2 gone here in the 7th, with the Sluggers pulling the ball down the right field line, but not enough on it for either one to get through. Here's Deaza. He's had a perfect day so far. 2 out of 2. A walk, a double, and a single. He has a run scored and a run batted in. The Barnstormers are growing late here this afternoon. They have 7 more outs with which to work to get that tying run across the board. Deaza batting with Dugan on deck. Kelly today, he has struck out twice because he hasn't had a runner in scoring position. The one time he did, solid double down the right field line. To Deaza, it floats to the outer corner for strike 1 from Eliardo Cabrera. The bullpen of West Virginia has for the most part, done very well here this weekend. Tested 2 scoreless innings today. Cabrera has retired the first 2. He has De Aza down 0-1. And Alejandro hits a towering fly ball to center. Easy play for Easley. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cabrera on just 7 pitches in the top of the 7th. We've reached the stretch today. The score, West Virginia 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gockenauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gockenauers.com. Thanks for your support.
The Barnstormers turn to Donald Goodson to keep them within a run here in the 7th inning. He'll be facing Martinez, Callaspo, and Paredes at the top of the order. Goodson is on a pretty good roll. In his last 11 innings, over 11 appearances, he's allowed hits in only 2 of those games. He's given up 3 hits, 3 runs in that span, with 5 walks and 15 strikeouts. And he can come in and he can dominate. If he's getting his fastball over for strikes, you have to wonder when that off-speed pitch is coming. He can make hitters look pretty silly when it does. Another right-hander beginning to throw down in the West Virginia bullpen. It looks like Cabrera works only an inning. That could change if Goodson faces only 3 batters in the bottom of the 7th. The pitcher's spot is due up, 4th in this inning. 4-3, West Virginia leading. 4 runs in the bottom of the 2nd for the Power, 3 in the 3rd for the Stormers, and that has been it. Cameron Gann worked 2 innings. He gave up 1 hit. That was a hit-and-run single. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Nothing hit hard against him. And now Teodoro Martinez leads off the 7th against Goodson. So we will keep an eye on the velocities with Goodson on the mound. Martinez is 1 for 3. He had a double back in the 2nd inning. Bottom half of the 7th inning here in Charleston. Goodson is ready. The motion, the pitch, knocked to the screen for strike 1. Always takes a couple of pitches for the velocities to register. When Goodson's on the hill, he has been known to hit 98. So I'm always curious. I think once he might have even tickled 99. No balls and 1 strike. The right-hander back into the motion. Fastball chopped on the right side. Easy play. Dugan to Goodson covering. 3-1. 1 out. Barnstormers have handled Martinez pretty well this weekend. The first pitch was only 93.9 from Donald today. Alberto Callaspo comes in. He is 0 for 3. Ross really likes to spread the work out on his pitching staff. It's the 33rd appearance for Goodson. Granitz has been in 32, Moya 32, and Schumann 30, Espinal 29. 1 out, bases empty. Goodson goes to work on Callaspo and gets him to chase. No balls and 1 strike. Outside of that one stretch back in the second inning, the Barnstormers pitching staff has been brilliant today, but that one stretch is very costly. 0-1. This is driven toward left center field on the run. Deaza, he's there. Callaspo retired for the second out. And Jimmy Paredes, the first baseman, will come to the plate. This has been a pretty classic ball game today. 4-3. We've seen some really good pitching. The defense has been solid, and how often have I said those two things go hand in hand? You get the crisp pitching and the ball in play, the defense is up to snuff. Paredes, he's 0 for 3, digging in against Goodson. Donald has 2 outs on 4 pitches. This game has also gone into hurry-up mode. Paredes will watch a strike come through. It is 0-1. Goodson has just been learning this year. When you stop to think that he has only pitched in the United Shore League at home in Michigan. Prior to this year, he was a shortstop in high school, swing and a miss. It is 0-2, and you've watched his development. And the only reason his numbers for the season are not better, quite simply, is that at the outset of the season with the just madhouse that the Barnstormers pitching staff became with bullpen days just about every day, he got overused. Fly ball to right. This will travel some. Gindel goes back, reaches up at the front of the track to make the catch, and Donald is safely through the 7th inning on the 7 pitches. We'll go into the 8th after what might have been our fastest inning of the entire season. It is still West Virginia 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
Hey, $2 bill here, aka the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new Cash Vibe with Quick Cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at 150 grand. Plus Quick Cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
We go into the top of the 8th, and we will see another right-hander come on for the West Virginia Power. And this is, guy we know pretty well, Junior Rincon. First time he has appeared in the series. Junior was traded over here from the Barnstormers, who suddenly had one too many arms, go figure. That here is the other go figure. Since coming to Charleston, he's appeared in 7 games, 7 2/3 innings, and has not allowed a run. So, once more, a change of venue doing somebody a world of good. He'll be facing Dugan, the pitcher spot, which I have to believe will be Robinson, and the Barnstormers have already committed to that. And then Devon Torrance. Rincon looking to hold a 1-run lead. I would imagine if the score doesn't change, Testa will get the win. As he worked 2 innings, the 5th and the 6th. Score hasn't changed since the top of the 3rd. Neither starter went beyond 4 innings today. Now here is Kelly Dugan, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Gabriel Moya beginning to warm up for the Barnstormers. Now, if this were 8-3, 9-3, something like that, you'd see Schumann right now. But there is still a respectable chance that the Barnstormers could flip this score, and then you want Moya in his comfort zone of the 8th inning and Schumann in the 9th. Dugan doubled home a run back in the 3-run third inning. Rincon goes to work, and to Kelly, the first pitch is bounced up there. Ball 1 and no strikes. And playing the bat boy right now is Connor Myers. That guy's got some energy. He's just sprinting out after every loose ball. 1-0 to Dugan. Played to pull by the center fielder Easley. Rincon back to work. Again goes to his curveball, and he misses. It is 2 balls and no strikes. This is the 4th team that Rincon has been a part of here in the Atlantic League. He was with York and Somerset before arriving on our doorstep this year. Called strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1. Barnstormers still trying to make up one more run. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fouled away. Rincon now even with Dugan at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the motion and the pitch. Dugan lays off, and the count goes to full at 3-2. Looking to get something going here in the 8th. Rincon 3-2. Dugan swings, drives this toward the gap, left center field, hustling over Martinez, and he'll run it down. 1 away in the 8th inning, and Trayvon Robinson will come to the plate. The Barnstormers' last hit led off the 5th. It was a single into right by De Aza. Rincon with the Barnstormers was 0-2 with a 7.67 ERA. He had walked 28 batters in 27 innings, still walking a few here with West Virginia. Robinson stands in. Trayvon looking to shake out of a slump, and it would be nice to see him do it in a major way as a pinch hitter here. For the season now, batting .247 with 8 homers and 40 driven in. Rincon to the plate, and Robinson looks at a fastball upstairs. Ball 1 and no strikes. On deck is Devon Torrance. Lancaster now with just 5 outs left. Putting the ball in play, but not hitting it well enough. Robinson a swing and a miss against a Rincon fastball. It's now 1-1. Well, the ball came off Kelly's bat. I thought it had a chance to get into the gap, but kind of died out there. Martinez able to make the running catch toward left center field. Here's the 1-1 to Robinson. Sliced foul. It is a ball and 2 strikes. Barnstormers last had a runner to scoring position in the 4th inning against Candelario. The bullpen has definitely kept Lancaster at bay. Now 1-2 to Robinson, high and wide for a 2-ball and 2 strike count. Moya continues to get ready on the Lancaster side. The pitcher spot is due to lead off, and then it would be Williams and Arcia. 2-2 to Robinson. Breaking ball is chopped on the right side of the infield. The pitcher knowingly goes over to cover first. Rincon taking the feed from Paredes, 3-1. And this inning is left up to Torrance. Ken Joyce, the hitting coach, takes the loose bat back to the Barnstormers dugout. They're having some fun on the West Virginia side. I picked up on that all weekend. That team in the first half, you didn't know who you were going to see here any given game. And they really had a bad first half. But that team's having some fun right now. It's an entirely different atmosphere here. Torrance against Rincon. First pitch to the inside corner. Called strike. It is 0-1. Devon 1 for 2 with a walk on the day. He's had a good series here in Charleston. Would like to trigger something in this 8th inning. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. That didn't look pretty. It's 0-2. Cabrera pitched a perfect seventh. Rincon has the first two in the eighth inning and a 0-2 count. Testa gave up one single and one walk over 2 innings. Here is the 0-2 breaking ball, swing and a miss, and that's Rincon's bread and butter. He sets the side down in order in the eighth inning. We will go to the bottom of the eighth with the West Virginia Power still leading by a score of 4-3.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
This is the sound of someone looking out for the safety of a loved one.
Come here, honey. Let's get you buckled up.
And this is the sound of a Lexus looking out for someone else on the road. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our full line of vehicles, each with our advanced standard safety technology. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection is not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details.
Gabriel Moya is on for the bottom of the eighth inning. Meanwhile, I got to watch what passes for the Appalachian Power Park version of Frisbee golf during the inning break. The toast man, Frisbee style, flinging toast all up in my direction. I seriously, at one point, thought a slice of toast was going to come in my window. But the aerodynamics just aren't there for it to carry that far. Moya in to face, it will be Reimer Liriano pinch hitting to start the inning, and then Miles Williams and Francisco Arcia. Gabriel Moya having a very strong year out of the Barnstormers bullpen, and Lancaster needs another shutdown inning from him. 3-0 with a 1.93 ERA in his 32 appearances. 32 2/3 innings. He's walked 10, struck out 37. It looks like, I probably shouldn't say this, or maybe I should with the Barnstormers trailing by a run. It looks like we could get today's game in under 3 hours very easily. So I say this in hopes that the Barnstormers can bat for a while in the top of the ninth. Put the whammy on it here. Liriano will step in. Tough right-handed hitter. But again, Mark Minikazi playing mix and match with a wealth of position players. The lineups haven't been remotely the same at any point this weekend. Liriano comes to the plate, batting .301. He has 8 home runs. He has driven in 32. Last night, he was 1 for 2 as the starting right fielder. He also picked up a pair of walks. He pinch hit and struck out here on Friday night. Bottom half of the 8th inning here in Charleston. Gabriel Moya ready to go. His first pitch is taken for a strike. It is 0-1. Moya has been so much fun to watch, especially with runners on base. He's so amazing at disrupting the timing, slowing the game down. Left arm and hand just dangling out there. No balls, 1 strike to Liriano. The delivery bounces, and that got through and hit the umpire, Andy McPherson. Ball 1 and strike 1. De La Rosa heads out toward the mound and lobs the ball back in Moya's direction. The Brotherhood of the Mask. McPherson dusts off home plate. And still over on his haunches. Liriano talking to him. McPherson will walk that off. You can't protect everything. Hockey goalies, football players, they're still vulnerable spots, and the same is true with catchers and home plate umpires. 1 ball, 1 strike to Liriano. Barnstormers have a shift on, playing him to pull. Second baseman Alleman to the left side. Moya with the 1-1. High and inside for now a 2 ball and 1 strike count. Miles Williams waiting on deck. 4-3. West Virginia leads, bottom of the 8th inning. The Barnstormers with De La Rosa, Hoover, and Rendon scheduled in the top of the 9th. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That is beaten foul, 2-2. Lancaster will need at least 1 to avoid the 3rd time this season that this club will have been swept. Such high hopes coming into this series. 8-4, a 1-game lead in the Northern Division in the second half. The team winning 7 out of 9 and coming to a place where the Barnstormers pulled off a relatively easy sweep the last time through. And since the 4th inning on Friday night, not much has gone well for the visiting club. 2-2. Moya goes back to work. Liriano spins a foul back and out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the shift remains on with Hoover toward the line. In the hole is Rendon, and almost to the shortstop position is Allemand. Dugan well off the bag at first. 2-2. Moya going back to work on Liriano. And the pitch bounced foul past third. 7th pitch of this at bat coming up. All it takes is a word out of my mouth, and I will slow the game down. It is just remarkable, these mysterious powers that I seem to have up here. We have seen the last 9 outs go by in incredibly fast pace. And now this at bat between Moya and Liriano taking forever. 2-2, and here's the pitch. Finally, a fastball with a swing and a miss. Well, the Barnstormers bullpen has been tremendous today as well. Moya gets the strikeout. 8 strikeouts total for Lancaster pitching. Here is Miles Williams. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Garcia, the lefty batting catcher, waits on deck. Right-hander warming up in the bullpen. I'll have to assume that is Mike Broadway, the closer. It is. Moya to the plate, and he will deliver a strike. It is 0-1 here. So for the entire weekend, the Barnstormers have not, as of yet, been able to use Scott Schumann. They will if a run or two comes across the plate in the top of the 9th. 0-1, off-speed swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes from Moya. Love the comment I heard from somebody in the crowd with Moya, let your arm hang low. Let it wobble to and fro. Oh, boy. They get on you here. 0-2. The kick, the pitch, fouled back, and that one rattled off Della. So now it is McPherson's turn to walk a baseball out to the mound and let Anderson shake that one off. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, nobody on. Maybe those foul balls are responsible for some of the things Yogi Berra said. Maybe he was in some kind of a punch-drunk state with the quotes he's famous for, several of which I guess he never actually said. 0-2. The count to Williams, the yellow wristbands on, fouled away. Still 2 strikes. This is my favorite uniform combination that West Virginia has. Thank goodness we haven't seen those gray on black numbers that they wore a couple of times in Lancaster, the first series between these two teams, but I may see them again next weekend. The Charlies uniforms are easy to read. This uniform, this gold on black, I really like these. Inside for a ball, 1 and 2. Little bit reminiscent of the Pirates days in here over at old Watt Powell Park. And I read the history of Watt Powell Park and the name. It's on a plaque on the concourse here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moya's pitch, and he picks up another strikeout. Williams goes down on the high fastball. 2 are out, and Arcia, who has struck out all 3 trips, will step in. Watt Powell was a minor league player in Charleston in the early days of the last century. Played for a variety of minor league teams in here from 03 to 16, 1903 to 1916, that is, when there was no major league affiliation. Everything was independent back in those days, and he stayed in the area, managed the teams a couple of times. First pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1 on Arcia. And then he helped get 2 baseball stadiums built. The first one burned down in Charleston, and then the second ballpark he helped to build, they named after him, Watt Powell Park, which was the home of baseball in Charleston for decades. So the backstop, and a count on Arcia is 1 ball and 1 strike. And Watt Powell Park was the site of AAA baseball from, I believe it was 71 to 84 here in Charleston. And then they had the Wheelers and the Alley Cats come in here, and the Power name change with the new ballpark. Strike 2 on the outside corner on Arcia. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But there is a very rich history of professional baseball in this community, nestled here in the mountains of West Virginia. It's an interstate hub, and the junction of 64, 77, and 79 is, I would say, only about a mile from this facility. We're right along 64 and 77, which is carved into a hillside. As a matter of fact, you can see almost a sheer cliff on the other side of the interstate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch sliced down the left field side. Long run, Torrance into foul territory, and there's not a lot of room out there in foul ground. He has to apply the brakes as the ball curls out of play. 1-2. Devon Torrance going full tilt. And that wall is going to give a lot less than a Big Ten wide receiver. 1-2. Arcia continues to bat with 2 outs, nobody on base. Here's the motion and the 1-2. It is slightly low. Arcia batting at 2-2. Connor Kopak waits on deck. What a weekend he has had. Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Moya trying to keep the Barnstormers within 1. Here is the pitch. Ground ball, first base. It'll do it. Dugan waves off Moya. He'll take it himself. 3 unassisted. Oh, a great inning for Gabriel Moya following success from Gann and Goodson out of the Barnstormers bullpen today. Now 1 run needed in the top half of the 9th. The bottom of the order is scheduled. De La Rosa, Hoover, and Rondon stepping in as the Barnstormers trail by the score of 4-3.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine?
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Mike Broadway it is as we head to the top half of the ninth inning. The Barnstormers get Scott Schumann ready in the bullpen in case Lancaster should come up with a run or more in the top half of this ninth inning. Broadway, 6'5", 220-pounder from Paducah, Kentucky. A fifth pitcher used by the Power here this afternoon. The Barnstormers scoring only in the third inning. They got 3 runs there to cut greatly into a 4-0 deficit, and we have stayed 4-3 ever since that time. Broadway bidding for his second save of the weekend series. He nailed it down on Friday night. Gave up a leadoff base hit to Trayvon Robinson, got Clark to ground into a double play, and the man he's currently facing, Anderson De La Rosa, ended the game with a ground out to third. 2-2 with 4 saves for Broadway in 21 appearances. His earned run average is 2.92. De La Rosa will lead it off. He is 0 for 2 with a walk today. The last 8 batters have been retired by West Virginia pitching. De La Rosa will take a strike to start off the inning. It's 0-1. He was the last man to reach, picking up a 1-out walk back in the 6th. The last Barnstormers hit, a single by Deaza, leading off the 5th inning. And Lancaster has not had a man into scoring position since the 4th. Broadway ready to go. Here's the 0-1. De La Rosa pulls the trigger and misses. He goes down 0-2. Jake Hoover waiting on deck. 8 hits for the Barnstormers in the first 4 innings plus of this afternoon's game. 0-2 to De La Rosa. The pitch, down and away. De La would not chase. It is ball 1 and 2 strikes. Well, we know this will not be the fastest game of the year. But unless the Barnstormers put together a threat in this 9th inning, we will get this one in under 3 hours. 1-2. De La looks at ball 2 upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4-3. It has been that way for the bulk of the afternoon. West Virginia has only 1 hit outside of the 2nd inning. And 2-2 pitch. De La Rosa chasing a breaking ball. He is gone on strikes, and the Barnstormers have just 2 outs left of them. Here is Jake Hoover, 0 for 2 with a walk today. And the fans want their pancakes so badly that they charge the screen here in Charleston. They want to be as loud and in Hoover's ear as they possibly can. Meanwhile, toast goes flying around. They'll have the entire breakfast. Throw a couple of eggs in the mix, and you're good to go. To Hoover, first pitch, missing, and ball 1. I'm sure everybody wants to know where that one was. Apparently, the automated ball strike system has something against pancakes. 1-0, and a Hoover breaking ball. That is in. Strike taken. It's 1-1. Clea Luis Rondon is the on-deck hitter for the Barnstormers. 9 in a row set down by the West Virginia bullpen. A ball and a strike to Hoover. He swings and misses. It's 1-2. Broadway dazzling these right-handed batters so far. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. One and two. Broadway to the plate. Hoover fouls it off. They'll have to wait a little bit longer. Trying to send people out for maple syrup and butter now. They want it so badly. Hoover has not cooperated so far today. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's just trying to get on base here as the tying run. Broadway ready to go. 1-2 pitch. Slash to the concourse on the right side. That one playing pinball around the stadium. Largely empty. The party deck unoccupied today down in the right field corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The continuing count on Jake Hoover, who has managed to stretch out this at bat here in the top of the 9th inning. 1-2 pitch coming. Fastball is high. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes. These fans are going to wear themselves out before they can ever run to get those pancakes. I wonder if there's a time limit. 2-2. Broadway back to work on Hoover. Here is the pitch. Ball 3 is high. Jake is forced a full count trying to get on base here in the 9th inning. 3-2 with 1 out and nobody aboard for the Lancaster Barnstormers, trailing by 1. Payoff pitch is coming. Broadway ready to go. The 3-2 is high for ball 4. There are no pancakes, but there is a tying run. Heading down to first for the Barnstormers. Clea Luis Rondon will step in at 1 for 3. Arcia and Broadway got crossed up quite obviously on that last pitch. 1 out, tying run at first. Rondon will step in. No timeout charge there. They were just talking about the signals. You've got to allow the pitcher and catcher to be able to get their sign straight. Otherwise, it's dangerous to the home plate umpire. Schumann hoping to get some work. He is down in the Barnstormers bullpen. Rondon batting with Hoover at first base and 1 out. Jake out to a fairly good-sized lead being held by Paredes. Broadway comes to the set. Hoover will stick around. Swing and a miss by Rondon. It is no balls and 1 strike. On the Barnstormers shortstop, Caleb Gindel, a right fielder, waits on deck. Gindel has been fairly quiet this weekend, definitely in comparison to the rampage he went on the last time we came to this ballpark. 0-1 to Clea Luis Rondon. Hoover takes off. The pitch is inside. The throw by Arcia is offline and late. The tying run advances to scoring position for the Barnstormers. That is the 4th steal for Hoover since he arrived on the scene just a couple of weeks back. 2 strikes to Rondon. The Barnstormers have the tying run now in scoring position. It'll take a base hit or an error for the Barnstormers to be able to tie this game here in the 9th inning. First man to get to scoring position since the 4th inning, and that was Hoover also. 0-2, ground ball right side, and it's through for a base hit. Charging the play is Miles Williams. The throw home is offline, bouncing free from Arcia, and Rondon will move to second and dare Arcia to make a throw behind him there. Clea Luis Rondon with a game-tying single here in the 9th inning. It is 4-4. I told you it would work. Caleb Gindel now with a chance to put the Barnstormers into the lead. with the go-ahead run at second. Rendon coming up big with the ground single into right field. Williams trying to cut down Hoover at the plate. Really didn't have much of a chance, and it enabled Rendon to head to second. Gindel stands in. He is 0 for 4 on the afternoon. Here is the pitch. Gindel takes a swing and wraps it foul past Augie Silk in the coach's box. It is 0-1. Blake Alleman, the second baseman, waits on deck. The Barnstormers get 2 tries at taking the lead. Kopak, Reyes, and Easley are the scheduled hitters in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Broadway goes to work on Gindel and misses away. It is a ball and a strike. Hoover working out the walk, a great at bat for him. Steals second, scores on the Rendon base hit. Gindel up there at 1-1, Broadway to the plate, and that sneaks back to the outside edge for the second strike on Caleb. Broadway goes to work. Here's the 1-2. Gindel swings and misses. So he can't get it done to give the Barnstormers the lead. It's up to Alleman, who has been magical in the late innings at home lately with a pair of walk-off home runs. Here it would just take a single to give the Barnstormers the lead. Martinez, Easley, and Williams. I think Easley probably has the best arm of the three from what I've seen. He's the center fielder. Rendon leads off second. Broadway to Alleman, and that ball is hit well to right center field. Easley going back. He is to the track, and he reaches up to make the catch. Alleman not far away from doing it again, but the ball just wouldn't quite travel for him out to right center field. He is retired. The Barnstormers do manage to tie it in the top of the 9th. 1 run on 1 hit with no errors. The go-ahead run left at second base. Bottom of the 9th will be coming up in a 4-4 tie.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
This is the sound of someone getting the most out of a summer day. So is this. Because for some, summer days were made for adventure. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of leading-edge hybrids, each with the power and range to help you get the most out of your summer. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Scott Schumann will come on for the bottom half of the 9th inning. Connor Kopak, Elmer Reyes, and Nate Easley, the scheduled hitters for the West Virginia Power. Schumann into a ball game for the 31st time. He is 3-2 with 13 saves on the season. 32 innings, 24 hits, 7 earned runs. He's walked 15, and he has struck out 52. It's a little bit hard to fathom that a reliever can actually be third on the team in strikeouts, but he is, trailing just Augie Silk and Dominic DeSabatino. Schumann tuning up with Kopak getting ready to lead off. He has certainly been the star of the weekend for the West Virginia Power. His sacrifice fly Friday night in his only plate appearance tied the ball game at 10-10. And then last night, of course, the 6 RBI game with a 2-run double and a grand slam. Today, he doubled in the first run back in the second inning. So Schumann has seen enough. He knows he has to be a bit careful here. leadoff batter in the bottom of the ninth inning, and we have reached 3 hours. I was hoping to get 2 runs out of the top of the ninth inning. Didn't quite work. Alleman's fly ball dying on the warning track out there. Kopak has doubled, fly to left, and walked here today. Scott Schumann with his first pitch, and it is taken for a strike down around the knees. Kopak at 0-1. 9 hits for the Barnstormers, only 4 for West Virginia. Hit number 9, serving to tie the ball game in the top of this inning. 0-1. Schumann is upstairs with his next offering. The count is level at 1 ball, 1 strike to Kopak. Overall in this series, 3 for 6 with 8 runs driven in. Left-hander Luis Guzman warms up in the bullpen for West Virginia. Schumann now bounces a pitch and falls behind Kopak at 2-1. Scott, in his last appearance, picked up the victory on Thursday night after giving up the game-tying home run to Sal Giardina in the top of the inning. Alleman won it in the bottom of the ninth with his home run. 2-1 pitch is hit high in the air, right field. Circling back on this is Gindel. He's got room and makes the catch. Kopak flies out to start the bottom of the ninth. Reyes will step in. He hit the 3-run homer back in the second inning. And West Virginia has not scored since, but he has been on twice since. A walk and a beautifully executed hit and run. 1 out, nobody on base for Reyes. I am told that he is a recent American citizen. He has dual citizenship now, and he is very, very proud American. It's what it's all about, folks. Ball 1 is low, 1-0. He is a native of Nicaragua. Not exactly a baseball hotbed. Here's a 1-0, popped up foul, out of play. It's a ball and a strike. Nicaragua, most well known for producing the perfect game author Dennis Martinez back in the 80s. El Presidente El Perfecto from Vince Scully. That was thrown for the Expos against the Dodgers. 1 out, nobody on base. A ball and a strike to Reyes. Target set by De La Rosa. The pitch is popped up as well and carrying out a play. Make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Center fielder De Aza cheating toward the right side against Reyes. And Schumann's pitch buried in the dirt. Reyes checks on the swing. It is 2-2 here with 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the ninth. Should we get to the 10th inning, Alleman will go to second base, and it will be De Aza, Dugan, and probably Shumpert. Could be Peroni against the lefty Guzman. 3 chances to get the run home that you're expected to score. If you don't, as the visiting team, you're in real trouble. 2-2, and Schumann to the plate. Reyes jammed, hits a lobbed fly ball out to left. Plenty of time for Torrance to come in. He makes the catch, 2 up and 2 down with Nate Easley stepping into the box. Easley is 0 for 2 with a walk. West Virginia on Thursday night played 12 innings against Gastonia following a long rain delay. Well, they were pretty well exhausted when they got back home from the Charlotte area. Trip up of Interstate 77 all the way. 2 outs, nobody on. Easley in against Schumann. The pitch is high for ball 1. Teodoro Martinez waits on deck. 4-4, bottom of the ninth. The Barnstormers just tied it on a single by Clea Luis Rendon, driving in Jake Hoover in the top of the inning. Lancaster couldn't push Rendon home from second base to take the lead. Here's the 1-0 uneasily. Fastball challenged him, a swing and a miss. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Schumann trying to send this game to extra innings, and you actually could still see him. Well, the pitcher spot does come up in the top of the 10th. Otherwise, you could think about using Schumann for a second inning. 1-1. Schumann ready to go. Easley will look at a second strike on a fastball. It is now 1-2. Now, who throws that bottom of the 10th? Should we get there? It's a test because you got to have somebody dealing with that runner at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schumann will bring it home, and it gets a swing and a miss. We're going extra innings. Scott Schumann records the 10th strikeout for Lancaster pitching on the day. 1-2-3 go the Power in the bottom half of the 9th inning. We'll head to the 10th, and Blake Allemond taking second base. Luis Guzman is going to come in and pitch it. We're headed to extra innings. The Barnstormers in West Virginia are tied at 4.
Hey fans, do you love coming to games in Appalachian Power Park? How about getting paid to come to games?
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
Luis Guzman is the 5th reliever of the day for West Virginia. The second lefty that they have used, Joe Testa, worked the 5th and the 6th innings. Guzman threw an inning last night and gave up a home run to Allemond. Otherwise, set the side down in order. Deaza, Dugan, and then the pitcher's spot to face him with Allemond at second base. Here in the top of the 10th inning, Guzman from Caracas, Venezuela, 6'1", and 195 pounds. Left-hander Guzman. Appearing for the 14th time, no record, and a 2.35 earned run average. The Barnstormers have played 8 previous extra inning games. They are 5-3 in the overtime contests. And the last 3 games that they've played that have gone to extra innings, they have been able to freeze that ghost runner at second base. I just got a message from one of our fans. I apologize. Apparently, somebody has hacked into the YouTube channel at unbeknownst to us. Allemand at second base. De Aza at the plate, 2 for 3 for him, with a run scored and a run batted in. Apparently, it is just recent, and I apologize. De Aza squares the bunt, drops it down, but foul. Trying to challenge Callaspo over at third. How many times have De Aza and Callaspo crossed paths over the years? Nothing in one. Allemand leads off second. De Aza swings away, bounces at the third. Paredes is going to throw across the diamond, and they've got the lead runner held up. Allemand will be tagged out by Callaspo. Hard hit ground ball to the right side. That's what you're supposed to do, but the ball got to Paredes so quickly that he was able to cut down Allemand. The out goes 3-5. De Aza safe on the fielder's choice, and Kelly Dugan will have to move this runner around. One out in the inning, and it's Nick Schumpert out into the on-deck circle. Allemand thrown out 3-5, a combination you will not see often. And it wasn't even a play at third. De Aza out to the lead. Guzman will come to the plate. Dugan takes a breaking ball out of the zone. It is 1-0. Top of the order, Martinez, Callaspo, and Paredes are scheduled in the bottom of the 10th inning. Nate Easley would be the runner taking second base. And Lancaster with action in the bullpen. It looks like Espinal. One ball and no strikes. The pitch, and it's tapped foul to the first base dugout, 1-1. Barnstormers need to get De Aza around from first base, or you're going to need some strikeouts in the bottom of the inning. One and one. Here's the motion, the pitch. The breaking ball doesn't get there. Dugan with the advantage in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Kelly today is 1 for 4. He doubled in a run back in the third inning. This is the third time he's batted with De Aza aboard at first. Here now the 2-1, and he fished after that. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Guzman very tough on left-handed batters, and it's why we went to him here. Two balls and 2 strikes. Guzman to the plate. Dugan lets it go, and it twirls off the outside corner. We get to a full count at 3-2. Lancaster tied the game in the top of the 9th inning on a 1-out RBI single by Clay Luis Rendon. That is what has gotten us to the extra frames. De Aza out to a lead. Guzman looks toward him, and he'll work 3-2. The runner goes, and strike 3 is called. The throw gets out into center field. De Aza is not going to go to third, and then he will as the ball gets past Easley. And the Barnstormers now have 2 outs and the runner at third base. Dugan is out looking. De Aza stealing second, and boy, who ends up getting the error on that play? Probably Easley, the center fielder, because De Aza had committed to stay at second until the ball got through. Nick Schumpert will pinch hit here, and the Barnstormers really need this run. 1 run is what you expect. If you don't score in the top half of the 10th inning, you're in a world of hurt, because all it takes is a sacrifice bunt and a sacrifice fly to lose the game. You can do it just on outs. We've seen something like that this year where the losing pitcher didn't allow a base runner. DeAza over at third. Schumpert stands in against Guzman, and the pitch is low, covered up by Arcia. The Barnstormers wouldn't mind one getting away right now. They could get that run home via that system. Schumpert up there at 1 ball and no strikes in this 4-4 deadlock. Hitting .217 for the season, a swing and a miss against a fastball. It is 1-1. Nick, no home runs. He has driven in 16. Just needs a base hit. As I look back down to the bullpen, may have been mistaken with my ID. Bouncer foul. Past first base. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'd be in, by the way, the same situation, 2 outs and a runner at third, if they had just taken the easy route on DeAza. The situation would be exactly the same, except it would be Alleman at third and not Alejandro. Schumpert bats at 1-2. Guzman ready to go, and Nick will just glance at foul. We continue at 1 ball and 2 strikes. That is Laporte throwing in the bullpen. I didn't see the leg kick the first time or two that I peered down that way. Nick Schumpert at 1-2, just trying to pick up DeAza from third. And the Guzman pitch upstairs for ball 2. Torrance is on deck for the Barnstormers. Only Peroni remaining on the bench. Lancaster came into this series down a guy. Hopefully Galen will be able to be back in the lineup come Tuesday. Two and two on Schumpert. Here is the pitch, and the breaking ball puts him away. A swing and a miss. Schumpert is gone on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Guzman. Here in the top of the 10th inning, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error, and the runner left at third base. Bottom of the 10th coming up, and the Barnstormers will have their work cut out for them. Our score tied at 4-4.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries, plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
This is the sound of the kind of thrill ride summer was made for. Here's the sound of another one. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of performance vehicles, including the RCF, LC, and IS. Strap in and then hold on tight. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Well, folks, I now see what has been popping up from time to time in the video chat on our stream, and I apologize for that. Somebody has hacked in. We'll get that cleared up. I don't want to drop this game going into the bottom half of the 10th inning. 4-4 between the Barnstormers and the West Virginia Power. It just... What a society in which we live, where somebody would interrupt the grand old game of baseball with that kind of garbage. Tyler Laporte has come on to pitch. If we're coming up as something other than a message with a link, I would shut it down. There is absolutely no need for that kind of thing to happen. So here is Teodoro Martinez. He'll face Tyler Laporte, kicking his bat all the way to the back of home plate. Nate Easley takes his spot at second base. And Laporte, hard-throwing right-hander, will need to get through this half an inning without giving up the run. The Barnstormers now 6 for 9, getting the run home from second base in an extra inning. Laporte, 6th appearance, 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Martinez shortens the bunt, it takes a strike, throw down, and it's late, trying to cut down easily. 1 strike on Martinez. I think he had actually offered at that, but a strike one way or the other. The objective here has to be to get through the Martinez at bat with the runner still at second base. No balls, 1 strike. Martinez switches off, but the late swing misses, and Tyler has him at no balls and 2 strikes. The Louisiana native, but oddly not an LSU fan. In fact, he was born in Baton Rouge. He prefers ULL. No balls, 2 strikes. Tyler Laporte working to Teodoro Martinez. And the pitch is belted to left field. Racing back on it is Torrance, is over his head. And this is going to win the ball game for West Virginia. Sprinting around is Easley. He'll score standing up. West Virginia with the walk-off win. Teodoro Martinez, an RBI double. The first batter up in the bottom half of the 10th inning decides it. And that will do it this afternoon as West Virginia has pulled off the 3-game sweep of the Barnstormers here this weekend. Dramatic fashion this afternoon. The recap of today's game I'll just go right into it. In fact, for West Virginia, 5 runs on 5 hits with 1 error and 6 runners left on base. The Barnstormers collect 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and along the way this afternoon, Lancaster leaves 8 runners on the base paths. The win will go to Luis Guzman, and the loss to Tyler Laporte today. There will be no save. The lone home run of the afternoon, a 3-run shot by Elmer Reyes in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. So that will do it for us here this afternoon. I want to get off the air and get rid of this nonsense that has been popping up on the chat along the way. So that will do us. We'll be back with you at 6:30 Tuesday evening. The Barnstormers taking on the Lexington Legends from Clipper Magazine Stadium. Until then, for all the cast and crew at Clipper Magazine Stadium, our video producer Ryan Cortazzo, and our presenting sponsor Gockenauer Appliances of East Petersburg, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and come Tuesday, we'll see you at the ballpark.